Ahem. Obligatory YouTube intro. There. Session 23 now. I should probably put music on. I just realized I did not do this. I'm like, everything is so quiet. Well, let me put C-Spray back on. 1 second. Filter put on the screen. So you guys can see all the music names. Somebody say words, please.
Words, please.
That should be good.
You didn't say please, were you some kind of heathen?
Gotta be polite about it. Chipmunk said, no, that's not words, that's clovers. There's a difference. Put a bunch of clovers in a dictionary and nobody can read it. It's not a good word replaced with that. I somehow tossed in the fly moves. Oh, the earlier dice ended up in the fly moves. Actually, what happens if we place a die from one of these generators into a... Does it disappear if it's placed into a bag afterwards?
Probably not.
Huh. Rocky wants a recap. That might be a good idea. Somebody could do a quick little recap. I could use one, actually. I've been under a lot of stress.
I think that's all you, Kai.
Depends on if Discord will function properly. It's just screwing with me. Okay, it was just screwing. Right.
Yeah, I did notice your ping
Probably
down since that
it's-
happened. Hey, is it one of those situations where the other people that live in the house are doing
No,
things?
it is not. There's no one in the house but me, so I don't know why.
Phantom internet usage.
Would just be that my net is crap. This is fine.
Aw.
I also haven't reset the router in a while, so I may do that at some point. Because who knows how many lost packets or whatever it is clogging it up, if that's how it works, which it probably isn't.
No, it's not how that works.
I have no idea.
know. I know.
I don't. I'm not that smart.
I just know that's not how that works. If that was how it worked, then, like, things.
Though, I will ask, who's hosting the call?
Me.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Oh. Okay. I don't think that fixed it.
Did
Okay,
it not
that's a
help
dancing
last-
Ralph.
That is a dancing Ralph.
I don't know that it'll change anything. I don't think it changed anything last time.
My headcanon says this is what Tucker's dreaming about.
What?
And
Well,
he's just confused in his dream. He's just like, what? He's gonna wake up like, what the hell?
And now I realize that Ralph, that Munchlaxes have a good ballroom dance kind of dress going on for them.
Either that or it's because Discord is being finicky.
It'd be better if it's
Entirely
being
possible.
Finnegan. Because then it would just be on fire. That's actually preferable. It'd probably run better.
Unfortunate.
Um,
Yeah, I just left and popped back in, so somebody else probably has it now.
okay.
I don't think it's going to change anything.
Well, did we try changing servers or something? Was that a thing that we did?
We did last time, yes. I don't think that fixed anything either.
Alrighty. We shall grit and bear in that case.
Yeah, the region is US East, so we should be fine.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, that and tabletop takes a ton of resources,
it does.
so in any case, last time you all did things. The end. No. Last time, if my little mini notes mostly correct, which they probably are, as I recall, Riley was doing training on the beach and Lizard was watching / sunbathing, and then he got confronted by Glide, our friendly neighborhood skater boy. Not to be confused with our friendly neighborhood spider boy, because that's not in this town. And Glide was rude and decided to splash Lizard, which I believe Riley was able to effectively defend against.
For the most
Riley
part.
also, for the most part, still got wet. But during all that, well, while Riley was getting incensed at rude skater Kyrio, Brooke decided to go down to the oh, Kyrio tossed the die into the flying moves, I see. That's what happened to it. Brooke made his way down into the Coral Residences and went into a cave / restaurant bar thing that I never fully fleshed out. It's fine because it probably won't ever come up again, says the DM, much to his chagrin. Would you call it a sandbar? Sure, it is now the sandbar. Brooke found the sandbar, and in it there was a toga-wearing, blah blah. Why does the name escape? It shouldn't. Crocodile. Yes, a toga. I can words. I promise. Everything is normal. A toga-wearing crocodile named Jocelyn, who talks very much like this. But I had way too much fun voicing. Who, basically taunted Brooke into trying his hand at the arena to see if, Brooke was actually all that strong for all of Brooke's confidence. I don't remember the specifics of the conversation. And for some reason, Brooke this is fine. I think Jocelyn is probably one of the least hateable gladiators. Well, of the ones I made, the audience made. Also, I'm sorry, audience, I can't reply to your chat stuff right now. I had to close Chrome.
You know, there is a... That's understandable.
I don't know how to use the widget.
Firefox pop-out chat window. Very, very efficient, I found. Just bringing that up. Chrome, not so much. Also, by the way, I spotted a white tile that I was going to use as a drawing board, but then I lost it and it went to a bag and I don't know where it is. So just letting you guys know.
Oh, it's gone forever.
I have no idea. I spotted it right here, but it didn't go into any bags near this location, so I don't know. Very weird. Anyways.
Nope.
Nope, that's okay.
That was an extra.
A dupe. We did a dupe. Actually, wait a minute. That gives me an idea.
Not true. You can just make it white.
If you find a random white tile somewhere, that's what it was, by the way. Also,
and
I just realized
Ralph, during all this, because I feel so bad that Ralph was essential majority of last session. I feel bad.
Aw.
Then again, Ralph was technically drunk all of last session. Hooray for extended buzz because the DM is bad. After Riley left the point, he encountered Ralph, and Ralph decided he was gonna hug Riley for some reason or another, and I don't quite remember the circumstance. It was funny though, and well, admittedly, Ralph failed to drunk hug Riley and Lizard.
And there was much rejoicing.
Well, you say this, and then Ralph went on to go flirt with the lamppost. And Riley and Brooke at some point met up together, and Brooke at that point had gone to the shop by the tourney grounds and gotten his vest, and his missing tooth had been made into a really nice necklace for him. And Riley was basically, where'd you get that? Up for Riley, and Riley got his vampire coat.
It's not a vampire cloak!
Where did he go for that? What store did it go for that? The same place Kyrio got his stuff? Or Brooke got his stuff?
Yes. Yep.
Also, I was trying to create a drawing tablet, but apparently you can only draw directly on the board.
This is fine.
Oh well.
Yeah, unfortunately you cannot draw on things. It's
That's a shame.
You can also bucket fill, I think. No, you can't. That's something else. But while everybody was doing their thing, Tucker left the library and decided to get a bite to eat. So Tucker went to Cafe V, because Tucker didn't feel like going to Gloamingwood.
Not as sane.
And, I mean, not yet. Depends on how Power of Darkness he gets.
This is true.
Oh, God. Just thinking of a cringy emo teenager with raggy hair going, Power of Darkness. That horrifying vision aside.
Maena with a lot of black eyeliner. I could see it.
I mean, as a Poochiana and or Mightyena, you already start with black eyeliner. How much more are you gonna cake on?
That's what I mean. You can take it further.
I mean, you could go Umbreon and just be coated in it. That is mean to Umbreons, and I'm sorry. But Tucker got offered a job at Cafe V because, well, Tucker meets the cute requirements, apparently. What is Tucker's cute? Tucker's cute is 3 at the moment.
Thanks to his scarf. Which, oh yes, of course, all this drama and trouble I've been having with it, for anyone not aware, ISP issues. But, I completely forgot something. One moment, please, while you continue talking. I gotta go find something. I completely forgot.
And, well, Tucker did get a uniform for use at work, because every staff member needs a uniform at Cafe V. Because for those that don't remember, Cafe V is a maid cafe, and there was a lengthy discussion last session as to why this isn't as weird as everybody may think it is.
Or aka I was being overly defensive of Vacant Face. I like the concept though, honestly.
I mean, it's not any worse than, like, the rooms in Japan where they have puppies, and basically it's therapy puppies or therapy cats.
Actually, yeah, animal cafes. Kyrio, you went to one, I think, at one point, actually. Or maybe I'm thinking of somebody... No, I'm thinking of my old friend Flame. He went to a cat one in like, London.
I'm just disappointed that you're not allowed to pet the foxes on Fox Island in Japan.
That's disappointing.
I don't think you're supposed to do it on the cat island either. Which is fine. But, like... Floofy foxes. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So, Tucker made his way back to the hotel. And I forget who made it there first, unfortunately. I think it was Tucker.
Yes.
Because Tucker went back
If you don't count Ralph. If you don't count Ralph, yeah.
Well, Ralph was there for a while. Ralph has his own thing going on in his mind while that's happening, and I already sent that to Tubby. But...
Well, thank you for the follow, whoever just did. I assume it
Tucker
is still Nominus.
found Purloin and her team sort of having commandeered the room for reasons. Which basically was, yeah, Purloin's dad, Luxray, isn't letting them stay at his place because Purloin has a reputation. And so they decided to commandeer the room because it was easy. Even though that's not what she said. And Riley and Brooke came back, and I believe they all went to the suite for a period of time. And Riley and Brooke revealed to Lizard Riley's condition. And Lizard basically had this adorable response that was, well, you're still a Riley, right? Then it doesn't matter. And the cycle of wholesome continues.
Yes.
And then Brooke went to go rest in the room that he had with Tucker and Ralph, only to find Purloin there. And Purloin decided very wrongly to call Brooke's bluff when Brooke threatened to water gun them. Well, unfortunately, Kyrio made a comment just a little too late after I decided what happened to Purloin. Because yes, funny if the water gun had shot Purloin off the balcony, but then that may have actually hurt.
Yeah.
It would have been funny though.
Yes, it would have been funny.
Also,
I'm mildly regretting it.
Eragon,
Yeah.
do you want the new Kyrio picture on the board?
Absolutely.
Do you want it replaced in any of the other two on your board?
I
Or do you want a new one?
want a new one.
I guess you still have room to... Why don't you move your...
I got one more spot.
Actually, yeah, I'll move it to... I'll just put it to the right of the roller. Okay, or left of the roller, I mean.
The Riley Gallery. More Riley art. I need more. I have
let's-
a collection.
Oh god.
Let's see
These
here.
guys wait
So-
till that comic is colored, then I'm gonna post it publicly and destroy all of your lives.
So dear audience, you know this map in the background that we have and is nice and everything? It's going to be completely covered in crap by the end of this campaign.
Is it as if it's not already?
No, I mean, like, it's going to be completely obscured, and I'm fine with this. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that.
Isn't it great?
It is great.
Let me move it over.
This is
I
one
was
of the
a-
few images of Riley that actually shows him being left-handed.
No, don't... Oh, that's right. That's the reason I didn't put it in front of that. It wants to snap the grid. Let me turn that off, actually, real fast. There we go.
Kyrio is a great artist.
Kyrio's an amazing
Sure.
artist.
Yeah.
Good, everybody's in agreement, as it should be. So that's Riley's new cloak. I have to say, though, it kind of blends with his fur in this picture. It's a little hard to notice.
That's fine.
That's alright, though.
You think it's just fur, then you zoom in. No, that's a cloak.
Yeah, he's a vampire, as said. But also, I kind of loaded something over here.
Tucker looking adorable.
You want a new outfit? This is a new outfit.
Riley's gonna judge you super hard the moment he sees you wearing this. I hope you realize.
Well,
Riley may or may not see Tucker wearing it. It depends on if the owner of Cafe V figures out that, oh yeah, having a gladiator as a staff member really cool.
I also want to compliment Kyrio. Kyrio drew this too. I want to compliment him on figuring out a way of making the bandana work for the outfit. So that was pretty cool, because I didn't really think about it. But it was obvious that Tucker kind of should still wear it. It gives him an extra cute point after all. But
It makes Tucker look like a housemaid, and it's adorable.
it's wonderful. It's perfect. I could not ask for a better picture. You accidentally made everyone left-handed? Really? Oh, I didn't even notice. I didn't even know you were left-handed. Huh.
Hey, I'm left-handed. Yay, lefty club.
Wow.
I think the left-handed people is not do I'm like a half left-handed point because I'm ambidextrous. I'm 50% to each side.
I make her use my left hand if I want, I guess. So I don't know.
Are we like an even split? 5 people, 50-50 split of left-handedness. Because
kinda-
I'm a half.
It's kind of a casual left-handedness in my case. It's not really ambidextrousy. It's just more I don't give a shit.
I think that might mean you're just right-handed then.
Right-handed, but left. I'm not left undexterous, I guess.
Left ambidextrous.
The Sinister Society. Yes, because those who don't know, the left side is the Sinistral side.
Sinistral?
Yes.
Are those the bad guys in Lufia 2 for the Super Nintendo?
Maybe? I don't know. I
Pretty
never
sure.
played it.
That game's good.
The only reason I know this is because I played Final Fantasy X-2, and one of the ultimate garments has extensions that are called Sinistral and Dextral, and they refer to the left and right side,
That's interesting.
which, I mean, is technically unimaginative, but the terms are nice. In any case, those of you that are in the shared room Yes, this has been the Karserus Trivia Corner. Thank you for coming to KTC tonight. We are moving on. Because I actually want to give people a chance to play. Especially since it's been a very rough week for some of you.
Yeah.
Those of you in the shared room, i.e. not the suite, will wake up and Purloin's team is gone. Did one of you have the key on you? Because I think Brooke has
I'm
the key.
pretty sure it was a Brooke thing. Also,
Okay.
Rocky's pictures. I'll go ahead and do the thing.
Already?
Of course. It's Rocky.
Sorry, Rocky. I need a little.
He looked too innocent, so I added a corpse. What?
I mean, that's true. That's look a little too innocent.
This one's going into my personal
I
collection.
like how it's just a human too. It's just some guy.
Just kill the man.
Oh my
And-
god.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
I could have expected another haircut, I suppose.
He looks like the Vulpix from my other campaign.
He kind of does.
God.
Is this
One I
supposed to be?
killed.
Is this supposed to be Tucker then, or is this some?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm regretting not having like an emo Mightyena or something.
I mean, Mayena's got the hair for it. That's why I pointed out Mayena and not Puccina.
I'm gonna get back to Shadow Scavengers, my end. He's gonna have gone emo on us.
No. No, he won't. He'll be just as craven and pardon my
Oh, the white tile came back. Hi there, white
yeah,
tile.
there it is. Pardon
Let's
my
just say not yet. He won't be. Let's see how he fares after round 2.
Is
Wait
it the Kalos region that's based around France? Pardon my Calosian,
Yes.
but he's quite a bastard.
Yes, I think that's correct, if I recall. Edgy
Satan
teen.
bastard.
Edgy teen Tucker, huh? Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha.
Yep. Oh no. You'll find that Purloin's team is gone. There's a note with a paw print on it that's just been left on tables. Apparently, most of the complimentary stuff from your room is also gone. By which I mean, like, the little candies that were wrapped up, like, on the table and the bar of soap.
No, not the complimentary mints. How,
Not the mints and the soap.
How will Tucker fix dog breath in the morning?
Gotta wash your mouth out with the soap. Oh wait, you
It's
can't.
fine, the cafe has mints.
Not to imply that
Oh,
he
no.
does. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Tucker has dog breath. I'm not really sure.
Also, Kyrio has a point. It's possible that Ralph, while drunk, may have candy.
This is entirely that's true.
You can't even blame them. Yeah, that's probably the more possible thing.
Thankfully, none of you left the key out. The key is still in Brooke's possession.
Unfortunately, Brooke has been frozen this whole time. Let me fix that.
He's in
There we go.
T-pose.
And hey, at least my ping's been relatively steady throughout this.
Oh,
Literally 10 seconds ago, it was 999, but okay.
Shh, I didn't see it. It doesn't count. Yes. Yes, it could have been purloined if it was left out.
Kyrio is in full pun mode today, I realize.
This is fine. We need this. In the suite, Lizard is currently clinging to Riley because that's how Lizard do.
Oh, how... Well, given the location, it's obvious that this is very sweet.
Yep.
Hold on a second.
Hey, you said puns were neat. No. I need a door lock. I seriously need a door lock. to prevent these situations.
If I put the fear of God in here, let's continue.
You have choked me
Lizard-
without meaning to. Yes, you give me a bit of fear of God, sure.
Lizard has like their tail in their mouth, so they're sort of sleeping all curled up in a circle.
Oh.
Yes, they are clung to one of Riley's arms, which is now numb.
Aw.
It's
Worth
probably
it?
very warm though.
Oh, you can't feel it, so I don't know.
Hey, can I learn a fire punch because of this?
No.
Ah, shit.
No, fire punches just
Go
have Lizard
find
wrap
a
around
tutor.
your arm and then just have him free fire whenever you punch something.
So, wrap Lizard around your arm and use the Mega Buster?
Exactly. Organic Mega Buster.
I mean, that is a thing. There is a manga with a thing like that.
I don't want to think about that.
I didn't even know
Let's
that.
move on.
In any case, what all will you be doing? Actually, hang on. Each of you roll a die. Let's see who wakes up.
Yay, die rolls.
You roll one for
I made
Lizard.
a 6. Painful. Well,
Also, is Tubby still there?
Yes, I am.
Wow, okay, we get
Wow.
one for Lizard for a tiebreaker.
it's the 3 gang.
Okay, so Brooke is slightly slower to wake up than everybody else, but you all basically wake up at the same time. Oh, I should probably roll for Lizard.
Yes.
It's gonna be a 6.
No.
Lizard's the most
up-
alert.
Lizard is up before Riley is. Lizard doesn't want to move.
Aw, he's too wholesome.
Or I'm a lazy DM. Or both.
Laziness begets laziness.
Also,
Oh,
Ralph, you have a hangover.
You should make him roll for severity. If he gets a 1, he's just like nail in head.
No. No.
Okay,
Roll to see if you need to go get Tylenol.
it's wet in here. I hope I didn't, didn't get. Did I pee the bed last night? It's really wet. I was just really drunk. I don't remember.
Ah, thank God I went into the room.
That would be a trick.
That is the only one not wet. This is correct.
Why
I
is
forgot to
it such
mention that
a-
detail.
This is bet wet now. Or wet now. That's the big question.
That you just made it worse. Thanks.
Well, I
There-
mean, maybe Ralph sleep metronomed and used a water move.
Uh-huh.
Water sports is a Pokemon move, unfortunately, but you know.
Oh my God. I'm
Moving
gonna come in
on.
there and hit you with something.
Technically, he could metronome it.
Text was out the drawer.
Oh, moving on.
I made it too bad for him.
Guys, what am I wearing?
Oh no. Did I remove that image? Yeah, I did.
Oh, you removed it.
We'll never know.
I can pull it back. Hold on.
I seem to recall it's something like jean
Yeah, it
shorts,
was-
a plaid
yeah.
shirt, and a fedora.
Well, you described it as a mustard yellow shirt with a red stripe down the center,
Scrolling wildly.
Oh, that's
Which is-
right.
it sounds like the most tacky, 90s shirt ever.
Found it.
Yeah, well, your fedora is cool, I'm keeping that on. But, hey, Brooke, you want a shirt? It's, new.
Brooke, Brooke is not awake yet, so Tucker. Oh, alright, Brooke is the slow one to wake up.
Oh, I'm gonna put the shirt on Brooke.
Tucker. Oh.
Okay. So, Brooke, you're going to wake up midway through Ralph trying to wrestle this ugly ass shirt on your person. It is kind of over your head right now, which is part of why you've awakened. Also, Tucker, go ahead.
Well, during all this, Tucker is just, is actually just relaxing on the bed, kind of waking up. Fortunately, he had avoided rolling over into the wet spot from that giant water gun attack earlier. So he's still cleaning stuff, but he just kind of watches, just watches Ralph waking up. Not really commenting, and just kind of cocking his head a little bit quietly. As he realizes that Ralph doesn't even know what he's wearing. Tucker honestly figured the outfit was entirely intentional.
You have so little faith in his fashion sense.
So was that a successful shirts wearing, or what happened there?
We'll see whenever Kyrio decides what Brooke does.
Oh, okay.
Because Brooke literally wakes up in the middle of it happening. So Riley, what are you gonna do when you wake up? You have a lizard clinging to you.
I have a lizard clinging. Am I aware he's awake? Or are we just gonna be sitting in a perpetual cycle waiting for the other to do something first?
As soon as you stir, lizard's eyes open.
Oh. Well, good morning.
Okay. Good morning, Riley.
I've been up for a while. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so blessed. Alright, hold on, another one to add to my collection.
Also, I guess I should add that as the the part of the party that is in the same room as him wakes up, the other party members might or might not be able to tell that Tucker seems a little bit jittery, but not in a nervous way. Sort of just more excitable. No, he didn't have any coffee yet. Nobody served him Chesto coffee yet. That has yet to happen. But it's kind of clear that Tucker seems a bit excited as he wakes up. But he just kind of watches the scene bemusedly between Brooke and Ralph. Kind of wondering where this might go.
Well, we have an answer to that. As he blinks awake, Brooke very calmly and clearly states, Ralph, if you don't remove this train wreck of a mustard stain from my person in the next 5 seconds, I'm going to freeze it to your face.
Not a morning person.
It's the only acceptable response.
And what will Ralph do in this case?
Oh, right, I actually just got back from using the restroom.
Oh. Well, read what
Okay,
Kyrio said.
Yes,
Alright,
I will.
let's see.
Also, Tucker is just bemusedly watching to see how they reaction to all this.
I'm gonna freeze it to you.
Oh, I didn't know you knew any ice moves.
He knows Ice Fang.
Alright, so he gently takes the shirt off. And, I don't know, he sets it on his bed. Yeah, he takes the shirt off and sets it on his bed.
I mean, there's a balcony. If you hate it, you can toss it out.
That's littering.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know yet.
Don't dump your trash on the road.
At least
Jesus.
turn it to rags or something.
The shirt might grow on him. You never know.
If it starts growing on you, it's a good reason to get rid of it, actually.
Mildew shirt.
Yeah.
Oh dear. No, that would be a grass type shirt. In any case,
So, what time they serve breakfast around here?
crap, I forget when she said breakfast was.
Was that the complimentary meal, or was it a breakfast meal? I think.
Yeah, that was a complimentary one.
Yeah, there's a complimentary breakfast at the hotel. Oh, that's right. You all can basically go down during breakfast time. Once it passes into lunch, the complimentary meal time is over. But there is an eating area down on the main.
I'm gonna take the lizard and I'm gonna go down to get breakfast. As is the most important.
Though Tucker was comfortable in the bed for a bit, when Ralph brings up that, he remembers the complimentary meal. He's like, "Oh yeah, we should go downstairs and have that."
Yes, I'm gonna need my wits about me today. Oh man, my head hurts. And yeah.
I'm gonna need some energy too. I got things to
Meanwhile-
do too.
Yes, I got lots of plans. Gonna go visit our old friend that Mawile. He's kind of weird, but like he knows stuff, and I want to know stuff.
Meanwhile, Brooke will yawn and idly hop out of bed to check and goes to check the note left in the kitty corner. It is just a piece of paper that has a paw print on it.
Just take
It
that.
looks
Whenever
like
you
it's
do something bad, just leave it there.
Is this some kind of calling card? Oh dear.
Yeah, I was gonna say push to talk. Maybe an important thing at this moment.
That's fine. Is this some kind of calling card? Burke says. It is literally a square of paper with a purple paw print on it. It's not a very good calling card.
I mean, it's to the point. You may as well keep it.
Alright.
It's either a calling card or an autograph, depending on how full of Purloin is of herself. To answer you, Zach, no, things are not technically fixed. They're just gone. I guess that counts as fixed, but fixed without cause, I guess. But I do have a plan moving forward if it returns. But,
I've added the calling card to his inventory. Since that's a thing that doesn't take up space.
Tucker does lag a little bit behind Ralph, looking back as Brooke grabs that calling card, not having really noticed it, and goes, "Hey, Brooke, are you come along for breakfast?" Tucker is quite aware that they can do their own errands and split up, but he still likes to be part of the team.
Sure, I could use a bite, Brooke says. Everyone out. I'm gonna lock the door this time. Smart.
Tucker nods knowingly.
Oh, yeah,
Quite
that's a
understand.
good idea. Locked toys are a lot harder to break than not locked toys.
Is that anything like unstoppable being another form of stoppable?
I don't understand the question, Mr. God.
If you need to get back in, you'll just have to find me, he says, shrugging. Or, I mean, they can break down the door with a Ralph-shaped pattern.
Climb the
Oh,
balcony.
yes. We'll both respect the hotel's property by knocking, but assert our dominance as the best team by coming in anyway.
Actually, given the fact of flying types, I sure hope the balconies also lock in hotel rooms. I assume they do.
10 by default, they're locked.
Balcony doors?
Not keycard locks, just like latches on the inside.
Well, either way.
Well, there's also not key cards here. There's keys, but not cards.
Keycards.
I mean, if you want to play some cards, there's a place you can do that.
I can read people's minds and cheat.
You're not an Alakazam.
Yet.
Yeah.
I would love to see that happen, but that'll have to wait for later. So you all are
According
getting
to the-
correct then.
According to
Yes.
the Pokedex, it happened one day. Some kid just woke up as a Kadabra. Like a
Yep.
middle evolution.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we haven't opened it, so it should be. And to be fair, you haven't opened the balcony in the main room. The only one who's used the balcony is Riley, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah. Standing majestically on balcony. It's like 3
Like the
seconds.
sinking Titanic.
Yeah, Riley is a sinking ship.
now he's a cool cape to do it better. Actually, let's see here.
It's a parachute. Slow fall.
Oh yes, so as you all go down wait, did Ralph keep the fedora and the jean shorts?
Yes.
Oh god.
He likes them.
Okay. So
okay, I'm gonna
notice-
start next door.
I have 2 fedoras behind me, actually.
Oh. Oh. You had the double hat thing going. So you all head down and you're gonna notice each other's outfits at some point as you're gathering what is essentially a buffet breakfast, which is entirely Hotel Lomo's mistake considering they have munchlax around. But it's mostly things that, you know, would be pancakes, basic cakes, and potato pancakes with syrup, as well as, you know, like fruit bowls.
I have a question.
Yes.
Well, first off, I think everybody's wearing their outfits except, well, Tucker didn't bring his back to the hotel.
Except
Tucker's hiding
Tucker did
his.
not get to bring.
But I do believe that both Ralph and Brooke have seen Riley's cape, but I don't think Tucker has, right?
Just Brooke has seen my cape.
Oh, just Brooke.
Just
okay.
Brooke.
Right. Okay. And you're down. Did Riley come down for food too? I assume.
Yeah, I have brought Lizard.
Lizard.
Lizard is actually walking with Riley. Lizard is slightly too self-conscious to be clinging to Riley the whole time.
Oh yeah, Lizard also has. What does he have now besides a belt?
That weird wooden hat thing. Like, what is that called?
The straw hat thing. Yeah.
Wood.
Oh, we found the name for that.
And it was a stupid name, and I forgot it immediately.
The rice-filled worker hat, right? Pretty much.
Pretty
Yeah.
Oh, I call
Yeah.
it a Raiden hat.
Right.
Sure,
right.
a Raiden
hat.
hat.
Raiden.
Yeah,
The
Mortal
thing
Kombat.
like every stereotypical like Chinese dude wears in an action movie. That one.
And it's perfect for Lizard because he can hide behind it if he wants to. Samurai
Oh,
straw
so
hat.
Lizard
I think
has-
that's the same thing. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so Lizard
Yeah,
has a
it's
Raiden.
usually made out of straw.
Yay.
Okay, I've marked it down on Lizard's sheet now so I can remember that. I completely forgot about the hat.
So you have an actual character sheet now with stats.
No,
Still
no
a character
stats.
sheet.
I haven't added the stats yet. I'm gonna get you to do that.
One day,
Uh-huh.
when it matters.
And Matt is constantly car.
I can just use the standard to land its stats until.
Well, Tucker's probably the first one. I forget who's higher up on the floor, so I don't know who's coming down to breakfast first. Riley, are you
I'm
on
higher
lower
up.
floor? You're higher up, so Tucker gets food first.
Yeah, the
then.
suite is higher.
That's the price you pay for the nicer room. You have to walk up more stairs.
I am pure muscle.
I think it may be a Jingasa is the real name, but I think that's the metal version. Anyway. Yes, you all get to see each other's outfits except for Tucker's during breakfast time. Many of the other pioneers are there, as well as other guests, who,
Okay.
as soon as they see the munchlax, are very quick to try and grab their food before it's all eaten.
Yeah. Ralph gets a plate and before he sits down there's a pile like the size of his head on the plate. Like there's a pretty good pile on the plate.
Only the size of his head?
This is his first course.
No.
It's like as much as can safely, precariously fit on the plate.
Wait, size of his head as in his head or including...
Probably including the ears.
Yeah, include like a
Okay,
big pile. Like
much
he could
more
play
substantial.
he could play peekaboo behind this pile. that he has put on his plate.
Wait, guys, the service here is incredible. We should have this back home.
Tucker is also a little bit. He didn't expect an all-you-can-eat, but he very happily piles up quite a few. What was it? Just pancakes?
There's fruit bowls as well as potato pancakes, basically.
All right, Tucker does something a little unusual, actually. He will grab a single pancake and then put some of the fruit on top, and then put another pancake on.
Bowl.
A whole bowl. He'll eat the bowl too. No. But basically, what he does is he does pancake, fruit, and layers it.
Pancake, fruit pancake.
Okay, Riley, that's a cool cave. It's like you are vengeance. You are the night.
I am vengeance, I am the knight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really
Who am
cool.
I avenging in the middle of the day?
I don't know, you gotta wait till the night.
Aha.
Lizard
I
just
can
cocks
see
their
it.
head to the side, holding a plate that has just a singular potato pancake.
More than one potato pancake, you know?
Sarah, are you feeling okay? That's it. Only one? Are you sure you're not sick, Sarah?
Other people need to eat too. I don't want to take too much. Lizard just
Well-
sort of holds the plate up to their face and begins nibbling the pancake off of it.
Well, just take one look at the Munchlax and the plate he's got, and then feel immediately less bad. That's how I get through life at this point.
But Ralph's a Munchlax. Doesn't he need to eat a lot?
I don't think he needs to eat anything. I think he could go for weeks without eating and be fine.
Tucker elects to interject and mentions the lizard. Well, any Pokemon that's working hard needs to eat a lot to stay up and energetic. So you should have some more too.
I work very hard. Stuffs his face.
The lizard looks entirely unsure of this as they sit down and continue to nibble their singular potato pancake.
Right, I'm gonna go get
No.
a bunch of fruit and another potato pancake, and I will put the other potato pancake on Lizard's plate and eat fruit myself.
Meanwhile, Tucker takes his little stack of alternating pancakes and fruit and actually kind of paws at it to smush it down, kind of mix the fruit into the pancakes a bit before nomming at the edge of the little tower he has.
Your pancakes are soaked in fruity juices.
Yes.
They're sticky.
This
So
is
Brooke is looking for something more meaty than pancakes. So it looks like there was another tray that had something else in it. But right now there's only grease and like some stray gristle bits. You smell at it and it smells like bacon. I'm also making myself hungry.
I have 2 packs of bacon in my fridge. You jealous, Kai?
Yeah,
No,
we
because
do.
I can get bacon for 99 cents at my store.
Your guy hates you. Oh well.
Dude.
Oh, hey, who's got some Pokeballs? And he puts the last swig of the sap on the table. Who wants to chug this?
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna take the bottle. I'm gonna put it in my bag and walk back to my table.
Hey, no, you gotta drink it.
Sure, I'll drink it. You didn't say when I have to drink it.
Drink it right now. Chug it now.
Yeah, you didn't specify when I took it. Sorry.
Chug it now or your metronome. Chug it now or no Pokeballs.
Use metronome. I'm pretty sure you're getting tossed out of this hotel and possibly out of the city. So go ahead.
Chug it now. Chug it now or no Pokeballs. You got no Pokeballs.
So... Aw, someone snagged all the bacon, Burke whines. He'll settle for pancakes today.
It was to be
Unfortunately,
this time.
Unfortunately, that is the price you pay for
Sleeping in.
breakfast at a hotel with a bunch of guests, many of whom are at least mildly carnivorous. Who knows? Maybe there'll be something meatier in the sandbar.
Brooke, order Riley to chug it now.
Wait,
Tell
who
her-
should order Riley to check it now?
Brooke. Tell him chug it now or no Pokeballs. He's got no Pokeballs
Blizzard
if you
is
don't
looking
chug it.
increasingly confused as they nibble at the second potato. I don't understand. Ralph, stop peer pressuring Riley into drinking.
Riley is the one with the most legitimate reason to start heavy drinking. Don't get him into that.
Lizard also raises a finger. Isn't it a little early to be drinking too?
No, it's never too early to drink.
Don't listen to him. He's a bad influence.
That's the best influence.
Tucker was never old enough to drink. He's mostly stayed out of this conversation and munching at his sticky pancakes.
I'm gonna glass somebody with this alcohol at some point. I hope we realize it.
Lizard, take the bottle and drink it from him.
But why?
Don't.
Cause you
Ralph,
think
if you
it'll be
keep this
funny.
up, I'm gonna hit you with this bottle until either the bottle breaks or you stop moving.
Alex's empty plate. Well, I got places to be. Joe.
Well, at least it's not as bad as Mistress Salazzle. She was always drinking. I don't know what, but she was always drinking.
Don't introduce her to Ralph.
Ralph
I
joins
feel
us.
like that would be good for Ralph's health.
Would or wouldn't? Hold on.
I feel like not introducing Ralph to Mistress Salazzle would be good for Ralph's health.
My health.
I would rather nobody have to meet Mistress Salazzle.
Well, let's try and keep it that way then, yeah?
That sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little bit more for the road. And goes to grab them.
There is next to nothing in the trays. You will have to settle for a small misshapen pancake.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna need already go head out because I got some stuff to do.
So, Ralph, as you make to leave, Krogunk walks in with a tray that smells like cinnamon.
Oh, I got some time.
They replace the emptied meat tray with what look like rust red cinnamon rolls
It's not
coated
bacon.
in syrup.
Ooh.
Ralph sprints to be first in line.
Ralph and everybody else. So
I-
guess what? Those of you that want this get to roll me dexterity.
Hey, can I use quick attack to win?
You can. It lets you move twice your speed.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Oh no!
Cool. Riley, I need you to roll me initiative. You're
Initiative.
not the only
Shit.
person who thought about that.
What is my initiative? Something +4? Is that how this works? How does it work?
I'm glad I'm not the only one who always forgets.
Initiative is... Yeah, your initiative is 4, so go ahead and roll 4.
4 dice.
Yes. I forget how initiative is calculated, but I'm glad it's on your sheets.
It's not for. It's 1d6 plus the
Do
modifier.
I just take the total? Do I get a 14 on my roll?
Oh, it's a 1d6 plus the modifier. I'm an
Oh,
idiot, that's right.
Okay. Don't worry, if I roll a -3, I'm still beating Ralph. It's fantastic.
Well, Ralph wasn't using quick attack. He's still going to be among the last because he's slower and does not have quick attack.
Yeah. It's fitting. Munchlax is tied, I think, for the lowest base speed of any Pokemon.
Oh, that
Well-
guy beat me.
Riley, you are the third person there, and you are jostling for space with a Zigzagoon.
Now, surprise? Nope. Oh, missed an image. Okay, sure.
Brooke stays in his seat, picking at his pancakes, mumbling something about the sushi he had last night. The sushi was delicious. You
I
can
don't-
probably go get more.
I didn't miss any images. They're
This
crazy.
is one with Ralph holding 2 spoons.
Yeah, we got that one.
No, I had that one up.
Yeah.
I
Then
replaced
you had
it
it
with-
up apparently very briefly. I think the issue is that
I did.
It was replaced with Blizzard.
you replaced it very fast.
I showed it.
Yeah, it's
I always idle one, and you missed it. It's not my fault.
Anyway, how many Seminoles are left when I get there? And I'm taller than the Zigzagoon, so I'm just gonna grab them first because I'm taller.
10.
Okay,
There was
but-
originally double that.
I'm gonna take 4.
So you may have noticed I didn't bother to do a roll for Tucker.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere, but I've taken 4.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give 1 to Lizard.
So the rolls are sticky to the touch, by the way.
Okay.
This sticks to your fur.
Whatever. This is fine. There's an entire ocean nearby.
Okay, but you're gonna be sticky till you clean off.
I could just burn it off with aura if I just channel enough through my hands, I'm sure.
Or you'll just make your fur extra spiky.
Yeah, that's a win-win, I suppose. Anyway, Tucky gets 1, Brooke gets 1, Lizard gets 1, and I get 1.
It's not very team-like of you, Mr.
Now he
Rose.
was pressuring me to drink right after I've woken up, Ralph.
All right, I have to say something
Or-
though.
If you're not gonna, give me back the alcohol.
No.
Yes,
So
Tucker.
the reason the Tucker didn't rush for those Seminoles, he was about finished with his fruit pancakes, but he very much noticed the Seminoles, and his nose popped up and sniffed at the air, very much pining for them. But when Ralph brought up the "I have things to do," it seemed to light something up in Tucker, like, "Oh yes, I do too," kind of was his expression. So he actually held off and is surprised to have received a Seminole from Riley. He looks very grateful at Riley and says, I gotta get going, but thank you. And very quickly Wolf sat down.
Did you taste it?
Sorta.
Yeah, good enough.
I'll describe the taste after a minute. So, Ralph, you arrive in time to claim the last of the roll.
Oh, yay!
Insert angelic chorus here. And then Ralph proceeds to need to run back to his seat in order to not be mobbed by other Pokemon that want them. Particularly a pack of Wingulls that have decided to fly into the hotel and try and steal food.
How rude.
Very rude of
Yeah.
them. At least
I
until
am
Pokemon
stronger than you.
and Alamola decide to shoo them away.
I'm bigger and stronger than you.
No, he doesn't go back to his mouth. He just shoves it in his mouth. Just,
Just mine.
So, these are not cinnamon rolls, in case you couldn't guess.
Oh.
They're made with meat.
Oh.
They are meat rolls, with some thin breading to them. The meat is some sort of bacon-ish, but the overall product has been doused with cinnamon and has syrup on top in place of icing, because, well, they don't have icing.
Reminds me of those things they had at Burger King. They had the burgers with syrup in them. They were really good.
That does sound pretty good.
They discontinued them a long time ago.
Sad.
yeah.
Very sad.
I'm hungry now. I've made myself hungry.
They were called I think they were just called stackers.
Oh,
I
I remember them.
I was just like, oh, you removed the best thing on your menu. What a smart decision.
Anywho, after enjoying that, Ralph leaves, but he calls back to her like, "I'm gonna come back for my alcohol, so drink it or don't."
That, are the
just
viable,
forever.
that is the viable set of options for such a thing.
So,
So I'm heading off to
as breakfast sort of finishes, Alamolamola is gonna do the floaty swim thing and try to get everyone's attention. And hopefully I can do her voice again. Now everyone, I just want to remind you, if I can find this thing here, that the volleyball tournament is today. You can still sign up if you want, or accept walk-ins before the tournament starts. It'll be a while since there are a lot of sign-ups today, but as a reminder to the tournament, there is a 100 Poke prize for the winner and a coupon for the new all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant that opened up down the main street.
Oh, is Ralph still within earshot for that?
Vaguely. I'm pretty sure Ralph paid attention only to the fact that there's a prize and it involves an all-you-can-eat buffet.
So, I heard free food? Right?
That's
Sounds
right, dear. That's right,
I imagine-
dearie.
I imagine him walking out the door and then stopping on one foot and then perfectly pivoting 180 and walking back in.
The winner of the volleyball tournament gets 100 Poke and a coupon for the new all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant down Main Street. Second place gets 25 Poke.
I must sign up now.
Wonderful! Now, just as a reminder, this is gonna take a while, so if you have any plans, you may need to postpone them.
Yeah, that's probably fine. We'll be here in a minute.
Tucker extends a little well-wishing to Ralph, saying, help you win, Ralph. It might be a lot of work.
Well, work isn't really a lot of fun, but eating is extra fun, so it'll balance out. You're fine.
Well, even if he doesn't win and just gets second place, at least it's 25 Poke.
Meanwhile, Tucker seems a little more mindful about his personal self. Normally, he's one to get a sticky face or just a messy face when he eats because of his veracity, but he tries to get some sort of moist towelette to clean himself up and make sure he's very presentable. He seems very concerned about that today.
Brooke just sort of raises his hand and asks, aren't volleyball games played with teams of two? Well, you would be right. Which is why the coupon is a shared prize. It's for two. Though if you don't have a teammate, we'll have to assign you someone else who doesn't have a team. Unless you feel like going in alone, but... well, I suppose... Ugh. Slipping into a very bad voice there.
It's not bad.
I'm slipping into a voice I don't want to be Alamola's voice.
Let's see. I'm very strong. Hey, Riley, you're pretty athletic. You think you and me go in this thing and make that restaurant super happy that someone is eating so much there?
I feel as though if I get you into an all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant, that restaurant will go out of business immediately.
Well, we don't know that until we try it, now do we?
I feel as though you are the last person I would want to do a volleyball tournament with.
Oh, that's not true.
Lizard
I'm
looks up at
Rita.
Riley. Would you do a volleyball tournament with me?
Absolutely.
Just big lizard eyes.
Absolutely I would.
Do you want to do a volleyball tournament?
Sure, why not? Sounds like it could be fun.
That's really good. I like that one, Rocky. How Lizard looks in particular.
Huh?
My baby.
Good luck with that, Ralph. I'm gonna sign us all up for a different tournament, Brooke says, polishing off the bacon roll.
Raz is gonna give Brooke a little side eye. Just like, he's thinking what I'm thinking he's thinking.
Wait, but who here actually? Who in character knows of Rook's idea, anyways?
No one, I think.
I think only Riley has a vague idea.
I think Riley only knows because he has the same idea bouncing around his brain.
Well, Tucker hears that and gets a little bit curious, cocking his head, but he elects to comment on it later because he looks like he's a bit running out of time. He looks like he's in a hurry, so Tucker goes ahead and wags his tail as he heads out the front door of the hotel. Well, you guys have a good day. I got places to go. Well, a place.
A singular play. Where do I sign up for this tournament again, Craig?
Which one?
the volleyball one, the immediate tournament.
Oh, you can just talk to Ella Mola Mola and she'll type.
Yeah, how long do I have before it starts?
It starts basically immediately.
Oh.
It is a day-only event.
Wait, how
It is
long does it
also a
last?
This event lasts 6 hours.
Okay. I know what I'm going to be doing after the tournament.
In other words, it takes up roughly half the day.
Okay. Well, I'm going to sign up for this tournament and go kick butt.
Well, let me be clear. Half the available time you have to do things in the day.
Right. Assuming 8 hours of sleep, roughly, yeah, 6 or 8 hours.
Well, the thing is, I believe I allotted like somewhere around 12 to 14 hours that are usable during the day for you guys to do specific event things, quote unquote.
Yeah, it sounds about right. So half a time slot, which isn't too bad. It still gives plenty of time for other stoof. Any Ralph signs
gonna enter Tim out his
big
own.
and stylish. Maybe he gets paired up with another chunky Pokemon like a Makuhita or something. Oh god, another Munchlax, imagine that. Or a Snorlax. And then they win, and that poor restaurant is...
Yeah, the restaurant's gone, yeah.
Restaurant go out of business. There you go. Grand opening, grand closing.
I think they might rescind the coupon, like, ah, shit, no. Sorry, we've run
They'll
out.
just run out of food.
It's okay, we'll wait.
Okie doke. So... those of you entering the tournament.
Hi.
Ralph, you're going to be paired with a Hariyama.
Nice!
No.
The Hariyama has immediately decided that their team name is going to be Team Fatwall.
Oh, that's a good name.
Oh, we have to come up with a name? Ah, God damn it, I can't
No.
do names.
No, you don't have to. That's just what the Hariyama decided.
Okay, good.
Hariyama's just like quirky like I am.
We are Team Fatwall now. We will be invincible.
That sounds great. Oh man. I bet you got your eye on that all-you-can-eat buffet too.
We require many calories.
But yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, to me, all-you-can-eat means you can eat it all. That's
The
it.
Hariyama just slides their hand under Ralph and lifts them up into sort of like dramatic victory pose. We shall consume all the things.
Yes, all of them. Oh, it's gonna be so great.
I don't know him.
He waves to Riley up high. Sorry, Riley, we're gonna beat you.
Uh-huh. Have fun with that.
Riley, I'm scared of being squished now.
Well, they'll be on the other side of the arena, so I think we'll be fine.
I feel still afraid. Okay, those of you participating in the volleyball tournament.
Yes.
For the first round, I require dexterity. Don't roll yet. I'm trying to find the things.
Dexterity. What's my best stats? This is rolled.
Dexterity, survival, and athletic.
Oh, that's a pretty good one for me.
Oh my.
Okay, not bad.
This includes you, Ralph.
Oh boy.
How many dice is that for you? Oh.
Great. Now I have to roll for 2 NPCs.
Yeah, we could have made it easy on you and just gone together. We had to make it hard. It's the rules.
Well, okay, lizard.
Wow, he's really good at volleyball.
Save this, Hariyama.
Yes. I'm being carried.
Well, okay. I guess Haria, you both get a total of 6 successes. So,
Wow.
okay, both teams managed to make it to the next round.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yes,
Cool.
I'm being carried. Hooray.
You are getting carried.
So wait, who got the best rolls then in that? Because I was busy answering a question.
Hariyama, and then Riley and Lizard tied. Hariyama got 5 successes on 5 dice.
Oh wow.
I think that's a crit success too.
It
And how
is.
much did your team do?
We got 6, they got 6, we both did 6. Ralph didn't contribute
This is
much.
just the first round of the tournament. It's just how I'm doing the volleyball tournament, so there's some element there.
So just to put you on the spot, Eragon. So what was Riley and Lizard's best play?
Toss Lizard up in air, hit ball with Lizard head. Spike into ground, get points.
That works. I was more expecting you to throw him up in the air and then he does a little like spin and does a quick whip tail slap in midair.
Lizard
Like-
learned headbutt. It was super effective.
Yeah.
That works too though.
That's what I was going for. I mean, they're like 30% head, but
That would be an easier move to pull off. And probably have more force to it.
yeah.
The tail slap would be a good like downward
Showboat.
spike.
I feel like most of the reason Hariyama and Ralph do well is because they're able to stand in the way of the ball and it bounces off their bellies and just flies unpredictably.
That is great.
Alright, so Brooke, are you going to the tourney ground? Also, I'm going to assume Tucker is heading to the cafe.
Tucker's yeah, he's got to get to work.
Okay.
That's why he was
So, well-
so serious about being on time.
Well, Kyrio tells me what Brooke is doing, because I'm pretty sure I know what Brooke is doing anyway. But I would rather know. Tucker, you make it relatively early to Cafe V, and it doesn't look particularly open just yet. But then again, there aren't that many customers this early in the morning. There's just a lone oddish sipping tea out in the front of the cafe. Brooke is being casual.
Casual Brooke. Oh,
It's never good when the DM rolls for critical success.
On the way, Brooke spots one of the shops is having a deal for 50% off its items. Mostly clothing. Apparently, some of them were damaged last night by someone
Damaged.
who rampaged through the shop.
I wonder.
I wonder. Actually, legitimately, I wonder. I don't know if that's a reference to something.
Drunk Ralph.
Wait, was he rampaging?
Maybe.
No, he didn't rampage. He bought stuff.
And
I mean, there's a reason Tauros in a china shop is a thing. Where's that boofalon? But when Tucker enters Cafe V, the proprietor is there in their little uniform with the tiny hat. Oh good, you're here. Boy, you're an early riser. Good for business. Good work ethic.
Tucker blushes.
Well, I wanted to make sure I was on time and ready to go. And there's stuff I have to rehearse, I think, a little bit. This is all kind of new to me, so...
Well, we covered most of the basics last night while you were here, but it never hurts to practice. We don't get very many customers this early in the morning, so maybe we'll let you have one of our easy customers this morning.
Okay.
Tucker seems obviously a little bit nervous about doing well, but also seems pretty excited and confident about it.
Go ahead and go grab your uniform. Umbreon should be back there. They'll help you out.
Easy? What do they mean by easy? It's a 1-star rating customer. It's fine. Easy rating. Yeah, Tucker heads in the back and looks around for the breed. He's not entirely sure how well he can dress himself at this stage. He does kind of wonder how well the other ferals do in putting on their outfits.
Tucker literally walks in on Umbreon putting on their outfit. They just sort of slide into it. You know, like how ferrets do with a tube?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Slinky!
Yeah, pretty much. Clearance sale? Brooke wonders. I already bought some clothes, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt to look around. So for Brooke, the shop is fairly plain. And yeah, most of it is clothing, since that's a very popular thing around Sea Spray at this point. And the clearance items are all sort of like nicked or damaged or frayed in some way, shape, or form. Some of them, however, are, for instance, hats. There also happen to be several cloaks with hoods, button-up shirts, which are recommended only for bipedal Pokemon with arms. There's also what looks like a pull-on tuxedo, for those that know what that is. In other words, basically a shirt with a tuxedo design on it. Or in this case, it looks like an Empoleon. Though there's also some other odder accessories. Like, basically a plastic crown and other things that look like they might be props for a theater show of some kind. Like a wooden sword and shield. A paper mache knight helmet, for instance.
Costume
Now
apparel.
now that you think about it, the store is a sort of theatrical decor to it.
Run by Mr. Mime in a top hat.
Sure. Saves me from making a shopkeeper. It is a Mr. Mime in a top hat. And they also have a huge silly mustache on.
Actually, it only looks like he has a top hat on from the angle you're looking at him. You look from another angle, it's a wheezing behind him.
Galarian wheezing.
Just a midget Galarian wheezing. That's it. Those participating in the volleyball tournament, you may make the roll again, which is Dex Survival Athletic. And I will do the NPC rolls. Fancy on a budget, Brooke says, remarking on the tuxedo.
I am
It's
very
odd.
consistent.
He glances at the odd costume stuff. Hey, what's with all the props? Do you guys supply a theater or something? He asked the shopkeeper. The Mr. Mime just sort of preens over their mustache and twirls it. And they sort of start looking posh, and they hold up a monocle, and there's a squeak squeak sound effect as they adjust the monocle and lean towards Brooke with an appraising eye. And they nod. Because they're Mr. Mime, they're silent.
Yes, exactly.
They don't go
Which makes
mine.
it all the more harder. Tubby, if you would like to make your roll.
Yeah. I was just thinking, if I spend a will, would it be applied to every round of the tourney, or can I only do it on one?
It would only work per round.
Hmm.
I would say that there is a break between the rounds, so you could technically use more than one will, but you would end up. Let's see how a lizard does.
Come on, I believe in Lizard. Oh no.
Oh,
Lizard.
Oh, we'll save that big push for the final round.
Hariyama
pick
does
up the
not do
slack.
so well either.
Oh no, all those ones.
You gotta get 2 successes to tie my team this time.
Yeah, we're gonna use the will. We gotta pick up the slack.
Do it.
Alright, yeah, expending 1 will to add 1 success to whatever this is.
Hey, another tie.
Well, you both advance.
Yeah.
That was probably necessary, honestly.
Well, those rolls weren't great. Apparently, second round opponents are tougher than first round. Who knew?
I wonder about that. It's almost like we all won or something.
Okay, let's move that to 2. There we go.
I'm sorry, by the way, for not being more descriptive with the volleyball tournament.
Oh, it's alright.
Oh no. Oh no! I feel
No,
like
this is. I don't like this.
I don't know why he's so.
Curses.
Why is he so rigid? How much hair gel?
That's why I say it's.
Why are my hands so big?
I love it.
I hate it. Thanks, I hate it.
I really love this one.
Great
Two
movie.
rounds.
You know, this one, I feel this on a very, very core level.
So, unfortunately for Brooke, the Mr. Mime mostly tries to mime out what their reply is, which basically amounts to yes, and they sort of jerk their thumb towards a doorway in the back that has a red theatrical curtain, or, well, a door. So, Tucker, you will have some minor difficulty get at first.
Well, he was early though. He has time to work it out a little bit.
Yeah.
In
The
fact,
Umbreon will offer to help.
he will gladly take the help, and also, if you recall from last session, during his practice of the outfit, he didn't really incorporate his handkerchief into the outfit, or scarf. But he had a bit of an idea, so he, as the picture shows, manages to get a tie on it and then plop it on his head like this. Feels quite proud of himself for figuring that out.
I forget, did I give Umbreon a voice last time?
I don't remember. But yeah, Tucker's very wriggly to get back in the outfit. He's blushing almost as much as he did during the last evening, but he definitely seems a little bit more open than before. If nervous.
So, the one Sylveon that has the butler uniform comes in. And they just use their, like, weird ribbon tentacles to put their uniform on.
Ribbon tentacles.
What else do you want to call them?
Ribicles. I don't know.
That's worse.
It kind of is, actually.
Well, don't you look ready for the workday?
Yeah.
The Sylveon remarks. And they turn the attention of their ribbon tentacles over to Tucker and start adjusting everything on the poor Poochyena. Making sure everything is nicely snug-fitting.
He stands straight and tall, wriggling his tail, but more or less staying still so he looks as good as possible.
Thanks. I really hope my first day goes well.
Oh, we're entirely certain it will. Umbreon will show you the ropes, if nothing else. Besides, we're not liable to get busy until lunchtime. Umbreon just sort of nods and nudges Tucker's rump with a paw to get him moved. We should probably head out there in case there are other customers.
Oh, of course.
He quite eagerly, perhaps a little too hastily because he's nervous, heads on out to the front before kind of pawing about in the front area a little bit. Not entirely sure what his first action should be before settling down on his butt to await his first customer.
The Ambien coughs and clears their throat. Okay. First order of business. Always try and look busy. Their voice changing to a much more feminine tone.
Oh, right.
Tucker sort of just gets immediately off his butt at that comment, looking about for things to do, any dishes to pick up, anything at all that needs tidying.
It's really early for now, so we're mostly in the preparation stages. But Sylveon probably won't let you near the kitchens right now. V also probably won't let anyone near the kitchens right now. So, let me just walk you around the cafe and sort of teach you the ropes, I guess. Now, you do remember what our personal services are, right?
Tucker has a little bit of a blush and then nods.
Okay. So, just as a reminder, if you're not comfortable with the personal services, you can technically refuse or recommend them to another waitress. Or waiter. Maid. It doesn't really matter, it all blends together here. The Umbreon has a sort of deadpan look on their face. But, of course, the tips for that service would then go to that. So, it's really your choice. If you're not that worried about getting the tips and the service fee, then you're all good. Just remember that if you're getting uncomfortable or a customer is being too creepy and they wave a forepaw in front of them in a sort of so-so motion, make sure to let V know. It'll get taken care of.
Okay. I think I can do everything. But I'll be careful too. He's very bashful at the idea, but he does want to provide the best service he can. That much is obvious.
Oh, and we might get a gladiator or two coming in. Just be careful of them. They can be... The Embryon pauses, needing to think about it. Obnoxious.
Tucker sort of does his usual head cock at that, but nods understandably. Well, I can be pretty patient, so I think it'll be okay.
Also, if you see anybody that's staff from the cafe across the street, just ignore anything they say. Most of it is lies and slander. Most of it. Anyway, let me show you the best way to handle moving trays around and, how to hand out menus. Since, you're also a quadruped, and you look like you're not very sure if you're...
He kind of lowers his head and nods a little bit. Still getting used to it, yeah?
Back at Brooke, so I can finally read Brooke's thing. Is that so? Brooke says. I wonder what sort of shows Pokemon put on, he says, mostly to himself. After some thought, he decides to ask directly. Anything playing today? Maybe I should check it out. The Mr. Mime shakes their head, and the not top hat struggles to keep up with the motion as they wave their arms in front of themselves in a sort of, no, not happening motion. They sort of act out the action of shutting a door, and there is a door slamming shut sound effect. Of course, because it's a Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime is basically trying to convey that the theater is shut down at the moment. By the way, volleyball tournament people, third round.
Third round.
Third round.
I want you to go first.
Does anybody know how to delete all messages from somebody on a server?
I don't know if there's a way.
Right.
Discord server?
Yeah, we had... I really had to multitask there. I was trying to do the Tucker scene while also trying to deal with somebody... There's a fucking idiot that's been using NSFW avatars around my servers. I had to ban this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I think I could just... Here, I'll just delete the message. I guess that's good enough. Weird. I guess Discord doesn't let you cleanly remove people's images or messages from server.
Really you can view messages from user and get a nice convenient list of everything they ever inputted.
This doesn't work
if
this doesn't apparently work if they leave the server or get banned from it. It's weird.
It won't auto find them, but you should be able to. You should be able to, because I've done it too because I'm nosy.
Okay. Well, Hyper, if you for our server, if you don't mind tending to that guy, I'd appreciate it. I'll tell you what, real fast. Hey, let's see. There we go. So then I realized, Beerus is here, right? I think he is. Maybe he's not. If he's not, that's alright. Beerus. Oh, it's quite okay. How about this, Beerus? How about you can do something about it now? Have an extra. I'm gonna make a roll for the Pokerole. You don't mind being staff on it, right? I'm gonna make a new roll. Okay. And just to double check, moderators can do this shit too, right? It's not just admins, if I recall. Sorry to interrupt with this, guys.
It's fine.
It's essentially an
It's one of
emergency
those necessary
situation. Yeah, it's one of those emergency situation things. It's like, yeah, that's not allowed. And that is actually kind of illegal to have on a server, so hey.
Yep.
I fucking hate idiots. Don't be an idiot, people. The more you know. Don't be stupid. Very good life lesson, this. Let's see.
Closed, huh? That's a shame. Maybe next time, Brooke says, picking up one of the prop swords. Do people buy your props? Are they useful outside of a theater? Yes. The Mr. Mime just nods to the first question and then shrugs to the second. They rub their thumb and index finger, or what accounts as an index finger on a Mr. Mime, together. And there's a cash register going off noise. So apparently, at least, the props make money. And then, for some reason, they start miming as if they're riding a very small bicycle. It's almost like Mr. Mimes are the soundboard of the Pokemon. The basic conveyance appears to be that they generally get sold as toys for children. Because props are usually harmless.
Usually.
The sword and shield prop is quite amusing. Pokemon's with swords and shields, that's crazy talk.
That was unintentional, actually.
Har har.
I promise it was unintentional. I didn't even think of it when I said it.
I'm gonna roll for volleyball.
Oh yes, please do.
I mean, I've done very consistently this whole time, so I'm pretty proud of that at least.
Consistency is good.
Tubby
crud,
needs to do
crud.
his roll.
I failed. Wait.
What happened there?
You roll
Oh,
a single
wait.
die.
Also, the Mr. Mime.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I discovered if you overclick, you can right click and take away die.
That's
Really?
interesting. I did not know that.
There you go.
Alright,
That's a
that's
5.
Blizzard.
Okay, you gotta get carried again, Ralph.
Come on, Harry.
Oh! Oh god, he did as bad as you. He face planted.
Oh.
Well, unfortunately, Ralph and Hariyama managed to lose the third round, yeah. But for all intents and purposes, you're
guess
still
they
going to
don't-
be able to continue. It's just a matter of how many times do you win.
Interesting.
I guess a couple of fatties only have so much stamina.
Yes. It's unfortunate because you would think Hariyama would have higher chances of winning, but nope.
He's got a dead weight on his team.
Problem is they're both slow.
I wouldn't. Yeah, unfortunately.
Hey, How many more rounds?
3 more. Plop.
Yeah, 3 more, really? I don't know if I can take it.
Think,
But I guess
think of the food. We require calories.
Wait, Joe. Oh, we're gonna get Joe Mini again.
Warrior needs food.
This.
Badly.
All right. Lizard is obviously starting to feel a bit tired, having done 3 volleyball matches.
This is an endurance game at this point.
What did Riley and Lizard roll? 3 and 2?
Yep,
Yeah.
they got 5 total. Unfortunately, Ralph and Hariyama got a 2, so they are very tired.
Looks like Team Riley's working out pretty well.
Team Riley.
All right.
Over, Ralph.
Fantastic. Doing good over here, guys.
So, Tucker. First off, how many hours are you going to be working at Cafe V today?
Oh, well, he's taking the job very seriously, so he's working a full shift.
This is when I need to remind you that Pokemon don't generally have a concept of full shift, especially when it comes to quote-unquote volunteered workers.
Well,
You can work as long as you want.
his attitude of how long he'll work is basically however long he's needed. Because he's very, very excited, very excitable. And this energy will probably hold out for quite a while, especially given all the pancakes he stuffs in his belly.
Okay. For now, let's say until he gets a lunch break, which is probably going to be about 6 hours. I'm going to have to... Alright, I'll do your thing in a minute, Burke. I need... Oh, there's no 50.
For what?
50 pesos.
Money.
There's 5 apples, though. Well, big apples. That is 6.
For 6
Oh.
So,
Yay.
go ahead and... Your cute contest and perform for me.
All right.
While I do that,
6.
or while you do that, hey, if there's demand, why not make some money off of it?
Right.
Burke grins, putting down the sword and heading out. Thanks for answering my questions. I'll try to come back later and see a show.
Ow.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Also illustrative of why more dice is not necessarily better.
Yeah, very true. It could also be more ones, so.
I attempted to calculate how much success how much of a success chance adding an extra dice adds. And before I went steadily insane by attempting to map every single possible combination
When
of...
did you do this?
I was very bored one day. I've mathematically concluded that for every dice added, the chance of a success increases by 1/2 minus 0.2 times the number of dice past 2.
That equation means nothing to me.
Basically, on dice 3 and up, on dice 3 it's like a plus 0.48 chance of success, dice 4 is 0.46, etc, etc. I assume... I'm imagining
Super
this.
diminishing returns, basically.
Pretty well, not super diminishing returns, because the whole ones thing, and because we have the house rule of constant 6s, it makes it even.
Yeah, the 6
Less
was a
diminishing.
good idea, actually, huh? Kind of makes it
Yes.
more balanced. Anyways, yeah, I know what happened. So Tucker, he's trying his dangest, but unfortunately, he's very green, and he's capable of remember everything, but he's getting some of it jump up in his head, I think. He's just nervous. He's excited, he's nervous. He's just probably made a few mistakes here and there, unfortunately.
Well, most of the customers that come by, especially around lunchtime, because Tucker's lunch break is going to happen after lunchtime, which is why it's 6 hours.
Fair.
Um,
Gotta deal with it, it's not
they
busy.
find the nervousness really endearing, and they're happy to see a new maid, at least. So, unfortunately for Tucker, he gets requested pretty often, but the other maids just sort of scoop up the table. Less in an act of undermining Tucker, and more so, oh god, we need to save this poor soul.
So basically,
Dear
he's taking
Arceus,
off
this
some
poor
tables.
soul.
He's taking off
Yeah.
the tables.
Yeah, they take over tables for Tucker here and there, just to save Tucker the stress, because most of them, particularly the cemented staff, I can't think of a better word for it, have been there and they know what that's like.
Tucker feels
Oh.
a little embarrassed that he can't handle all the tables, but he is nonetheless grateful for the assistance. Also, new pictures, I had to put them down.
Oh dear lord. The Mr. Mime looks like a weird coke dealer.
I see he got the Galarian. He got the Galarian Weezing in there too, I think.
Okay.
Plus 5 fluff is good.
I'm gonna focus back on Tucker now.
Yeah, let's do that.
So, unfortunately, one of the bigger failings is definitely keeping a tray straight, but you're also on your first day and very new. So, several times you're bringing a tray to a table and it's sort of wobbling, and you struggle to get it onto the table properly. Since unfortunately you can only do so much practice before the customers start pouring in, and it's not exactly the same when there isn't product on the tray.
That, and it's a little bit easier to maybe go a little too fast and disbalance the weight, especially if there's time pressure and customer pressure.
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm sure
Admitted.
it's also easier for Tucker. He's carried a few things on his back at this point. It's a little easier with fluff, with back fluff. That has a little bit more grip than a glossy fabric does. So,
Yeah. The other thing is, the cafe is a relatively laid back. The lunch rush, not as much as you might consider for a very popular restaurant, for instance, but it's still quite a few.
yeah, fortunately, cafes generally have a more chill atmosphere and are not as hard on rushing as a proper restaurant. So that is one fortunate thing. Tucker
So-
feels bad about his little mistakes, but he keeps a peppy attitude about it.
V, of course, approaches Tucker on their lunch break, bringing in a tray of biscuits to the break room, mostly for the employees to enjoy. I hope you're getting along well. V squeaks, their tail all perked up along with their ears. Customers seem to really have a liking for you. Shame we only have one of you. Oh well. We'll just have to make do with our other exceptional maids. They floof out their chest with pride.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I'm still new, so I don't think I'm that great yet, but if people like me, that's great.
He wags his tail a little bit. He looks a little tired.
It's a lot of work, but I'm enjoying it.
It's not as easy as some Pokemon seem to think, especially the balancing of the trays. Then again, we don't really tend to get staff that are bipeds. V shrugs. Don't know why. I don't have a rule against it. Must be some weird misconception. I wonder if those jerks over at Gloamingwood said anything about it. They squint and sort of tap their tiny forepaw against their chin. I have to have Umbreon look into that. Anyway, have some biscuits on the house. I know you've been working really hard and all. Actually, how long are you planning to stay here today?
Oh. Tucker looks a little surprised at the question. Perhaps not really thinking about the time. I can stay as long as you need me, I guess. He doesn't seem to mind at all.
Eevee with $ eyes. That's what this is. Key. Well, don't you worry. Practice makes perfect. I'm sure you'll be a perfectly popular and productive maid in no time.
I thought you were going to say perfectly productive and proper pup or something. You almost had an alliteration.
I had alliteration.
Yeah, but you ended it wrong. I don't even know. Is there a word for maid that starts with P? I don't think so. There might be.
Not that I can think of.
Something old, probably something antiquated, probably.
Maybe. Who knows?
Tucker does not seem to notice, or at the very least care, that the Eevee seems happy to utilize him in this way. Either he doesn't mind the greed, or doesn't notice it. He just seems happy to be in the outfit and helping people.
Oh no. They're in V's clutches. The Umbreon is just sort of sitting across the room with Sylveon. Both of them are just staring at this. It could be worse. How is it worse? No, I said it could be worse. I know what I said. Well... Oh dear.
Who died?
Kyrio died. Oh goodness, it's later than I thought.
That's why I died. Old age, too late.
Yeah.
Tucker was too tired to no, Tucker's mentally pretty active. Like, he's basically riding a high to be in an adorable outfit. 1 sec, Discord crash. Okay.
Welcome back, Kyrio.
It crashed on me earlier, so I understand.
Alright, so Tucker's gonna resume. And unless Charm stops me, V is going to work Tucker the entire day, so...
Tucker is probably too happy to care / notice. He might be getting tired, but he's still so hyped up about what he's doing. And he's a puppy. He has a lot of energy. That's a good image for Eragon, yeah.
What?
You did a lot of calculations. You were bored that one night.
I really was.
Tucker's
This
going to
is what I
overwork
was
himself like Charum. Ow, low blow, jeez.
I'm just gonna preemptively give you the money, Charm, and we'll get to describing what happens later. Volleyball tournament can make their roll for the next to last round.
Alright, here we go.
Wait, what happened to my money? Oh, did you turn into hundreds?
Yes.
Ah.
Oh, I'm petering out.
It's been a long tournament.
Oh, Lizard, you gotta carry me on this one or it might be over.
It might be over.
Oh, it might be over. Only 3.
Will point? No, it's too late for that.
It's too late for Will. Oh, I still did better! Yes!
Watch.
Well, neither of you passed.
Shit!
So now there's 2 losses for Team Fatwall and 1 loss for Riley and
Riley and
Oh, it's
Lizard,
not
that
elimination. It's just one loss. Okay.
Yeah.
team. Well, maybe I'll get the. How are we gonna split $25 between two? This is gonna be awkward.
Oh no, it's
share,
each.
share, share.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I was gonna say just share a bill.
Of course, Lizard's probably gonna spend it on something for Riley, but
What? God, it's just like in real life.
What's he gonna do with that gold bar? I wonder.
Aw.
That's still on my mind.
I have no idea.
Hold on to it, I suppose.
Says the storyteller.
It's like
who
the
always
first
does
thing. It's the first thing Riley gave him, so he might hold on to that forever.
that. He swallowed it.
Oh.
It's never going to leave the stomach.
Well, he eat it.
I guess Ralph's a bad influence.
This is why he's not allowed to talk to you anymore, Ralph.
He didn't really. I'm just joking. Poor Lizard. Lizard isn't dumb, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So Kyrio, after Brooke leaves the shop, they're still going to the Coliseum, yeah? Because Brooke has several hours to work through before they're caught up to everybody else. Well, the only thing I rolled was the clearance sale, so should be fine. So, as Brooke makes his way to the tourney grounds, there don't seem to be any battles going on outside that he can see. But once inside, the lobby is actually fairly bustling with gladiator activity, or at least Pokemon that are talking together or... Oh god, the Eevee.
I love it.
Or comparing notes, etc., etc. Basically, competitive gladiator talk, most of it. There seems to be a front desk before the main doors that lead out to the stands for the tourney grounds. And it looks like there's some training/workout equipment around, but it's not being utilized, at least in this room. Off to the side, it looks like there's a set of stairs that lead down. The desk is currently manned by a Machamp and a Mian Xiao. Tourney ground music is probably appropriate here.
Oh yes, confirmed. Let me let's see. I know, just a thing. One moment.
And we can currently roll round 5 of the tournament, volleyball tournament.
Oh, I'm gonna do very bad. I'm calling it now.
Let's see, where did I put this song? Is that under events?
Oh!
Oh no! For those unaware, Riley just rolled a 1.
Oh, come on.
And that means the string burst because I have the thing.
No!
And DM rolled a 1.
Oh, it's over.
It's all falling apart now. Hold on. Where is the fucking song? Hold on.
Oh my god! I still did better! Yes!
DM rolled zeros. 11114. Don't worry, I'll let you guys see this in a second. Sorry. Car, help me out. Where's the song so I can make so people can see it again? Everything's blocked out right now for people. I don't remember. Oh wait, this one. Right? Choose your fighter. That was it.
Yes.
Just
There we go. Sorry about that, guys. There you go. Take a look at the numbers on the. Look at this. Look at what happens. It's all immortalized down there.
Jesus Christ. So
I'm
neither
a
of you,
What a mess of
neither
rolls.
of your teams claim another victory. You're gonna have to hope the final round grants you some real nice victory, or I don't think either of you are getting a prize.
Well, I don't know how. I think Team Chubby over there is kind of screwed already.
They
They've
lost
already got
3.
3 losses.
Losing
Yeah,
2
they
is
lost.
kind of losing 2 might be a
So,
death sentence too, but you might be able to pull it out.
Unfortunately for Ralph, that means at best they'll get the second place prize.
Oh, I still have a chance of getting a sweet hundo.
Maybe.
Sweet what?
A hundo.
I thought you said a Honda. I'm like, I thought you didn't like cars.
A Honda. Yes, I get a car.
You get a car.
Yeah, new car.
Volleyball tournament, you
I'm
get a car.
sorry, Ralph. You even got paired up with an ostensibly superior partner for this, and
I mean, he's just as good as me. Excuse me.
yeah, but Lizard isn't as good as the Hario.
Also, you turned down
dare
Ralph's
you.
offer, so.
Yes, but Lizard is undeniably better than Ralph.
I feel sad. Like,
Lizard has
I
3
want y'all
dice.
to win, but
You cannot fudge these rolls.
Also,
can't.
bonus thing: if anybody in the chat can pick out what Pokemon game this song is from, you're good. You're very good.
Pokemon Ranger.
No,
Damn it.
you're on the chat. Also,
I know, I haven't looked.
this actually is a Pokemon song, just an obscure one.
also I figure that Kyrio is working on their reply to my description right now. It's why I'm moving through other things.
Yes, this is for anyone unaware. This is basically the tournament grounds music.
Tucker may also perform another cute contest perform.
Yeah, and now I'm scared. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, the rolls have been pretty bad today.
Yeah, the rolls has been bad.
Come on, Tucker. Pick up. You figured out what you did wrong. Pick it up.
Well, you got 6s, that's something.
Well, it killed the ones killed the 4 though.
Yeah, it's still mostly the same. Unfortunately, nobody has asked for. Oh, I'm sorry, Kyrio.
That's fair, Kyrio. With all the rolls, I don't blame you.
Yeah, the rolls have stopped for now. I'm sorry. I'll hold off for the final round of the volleyball tournament until you've made your reply, at the very least. Yeah, the nervousness, while endearing, also means that the customers aren't particularly willing to tip very high, so that's why you only ended up with like 200 today.
Only $200.
Well, that's including stuff that Tucker already had on.
Yeah, it was a mix of. It's still decent, You know, for first day. Honestly, he wasn't. I mean, obviously he was partially here to earn some money for the team and just to be useful and stuff for the team, but also he was really doing this because he was enjoying it. That was the main thing. He was just using the money, earning something as justification, partially. So he's really quite happy with whatever wage he ends up with.
Yeah, so that's basically gonna be it. Unfortunately, that also means that's Tucker's, but that's fine.
That's
Makes
Tucker's.
it easier
Tucker's
to
what?
move on.
I think you cut out. Tucker what?
Tucker's day,
That is
just
Tucker's.
working at the Maid Cafe.
Yep.
Which, if you're happy with it, that's good.
Oh, he's content. He's in his element. I mean, when the day started out, he had some, I guess, whatever the equivalent of camera shyness is to basically having people come in and see him in this outfit. But naturally, he's in a rather normal environment for it, so he got used to it.
All right, so Brooke walks up to the front desk and asks, "Hey, is this where the gladiator thing happens? What do I need to do to enter?" And the Machamp flexes. Oh, welcome, brother, to the tourney grounds.
Yes.
Is that Hulk Hogan?
You look like you're a strong Pokemon who wants to prove his worth to the world. And the Mienshao, just ever so slowly, lifts their arms up to hide their face.
I guess he's the Ralph of the group.
I think I know which one of them is the tournament announcer. As well.
I promise. We own the tourney grounds together, but that's it. And then the Machamp puts one big hand over the Mienshau's head. Oh, don't be like that. We're best friends!
Hey.
And just shakes the Mienshao as they speak in
Definitely the route for the group.
So tell us, little dude. Or dudette. They squint and lean over the desk. It doesn't matter. What side of the tournament are you here to sign up for? Or do you want to use our primo training grounds under the tourney? Grounds. We even got a space for aquatic types like you outside. The intensity is killing him, Machamp. It's also killing me, but that's not the point. I've been dead inside for years.
Oh, mood.
Yeah. Go to Cafe Glum, or whatever it's called.
Glowing wood.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just like that because you don't have your morning coffee yet. And who was supposed to get the morning coffee while I manned the desk? I can't just leave my friend to man the front desk all on their lonesome, not when there's all these powerful Pokemon wandering around. Thunk. Just the long drawn out sigh and a thunk as the Mienshao head desks. That poor unpheasant. But yes, this is the owners of the tourney grounds taking care of signups.
Good old
I'm sure-
charismatic Machop, and I'm really, he's just my fucking business partner, me and Shao. Good.
Yes. Obviously the one that has all the energy and the one that has the level head. Also, the Machamp voice grates on my throat. But
pretty
it's
good.
worth it.
It's pretty good.
Brooke just grins. I don't know about the world, per se, but I'd like to see how far we can go, he says, puffing his chest out a bit. What do you mean by which side of the tournament? The Machamp literally opens their mouth, and the Mienshao slaps their lower jaw shut with a quick motion. Okay, no, I'm doing the explaining. Oh, but this is the best part! Just flex or pose or do whatever you do in the background. Can do, brother!
I'm getting a serious Mr. Torque vibe now.
Exactly. You get an internet cookie.
Yes!
Yay! I want to share that.
No, it's mine.
Oh.
It's okay, Tucker automatically gets an internet cinnamon roll.
Yay!
In internet.
Shut up, it can be fun to talk sometime after doing the voices.
Give me that point.
So we divide the tournament into two types of power brackets, as well as two different formats. There's the solo matches, which should be self-explanatory, but since you can never tell with people, and they give a meaningful look back at the Machamp who's just posing all over the place. Anybody who has seen Hildebrand from Final Fantasy XIV will know which pose I'm thinking of.
Oh no.
Oh, I remember that.
Gentlemanly. It's also appropriate. Anyway, it's when you enter and fight one-on-one with another Pokemon. It will have rounds, just like any other good tournament, and at the end, if you happen to win, you will receive a prize. And for those that actually do win the final round, they'll get the chance to choose one of the gladiatorial champions and challenge them for their title. If they want. I don't find that highly recommendable, but I suppose if you like risking. Anyway, there's also the group side of things. Though, team battles are usually best fought with a team. You don't seem to have one with you at the moment. There's also the different power brackets. There's the upper power bracket, mostly full of higher evolved Pokemon like myself and Champ, and then there's the lower power bracket. We reserve that for new gladiators, regardless of who they may be. As well as, well, to put it politely, weaker gladiators. Poor lizard.
No.
He does need to eat more, but this is definitely not what we need.
Take your time, Kyrio.
Well,
Need to look at my event sheet.
Yeah, that's fine. While we wait on the typing, I will note that this stream has still been running just fine. There's been absolutely no issues. Good bit rate.
Which is wonderful.
Good bit rate, no drop frames. So I would suffice to say that the whatever the transient issue is definitely gone away at this point. At least for now. It might be just for one day, like it was on Monday.
Sunday.
Monday was the good day, actually. Monday was the one good day. It was like bad. It was like bad for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Good for Monday. Bad for Tuesday, and then Wednesday here, it was okay this evening. So, if it sustains its goodness for now, that's great. We've got a plan to act on. Me and the really cool senior rep I was speaking to, who I can contact again. We have a plan once it goes bad again. I think it's a win, not if situation, but for the time being, we can go ahead and consider it okay for now. I'll be monitoring before every stream, though. Like, I'll be trying to do, like, at least 1 hour of private monitorization. Or whatever you might, whatever word works there. So I will be keeping track of things and being cautious, but we will be continuing as normal. For right now. Elcam says, so you made a way to keep our min-max dudes from wiping the floor of Team Cheer. Wait, you guys min-maxed? Not fair, dude.
Wow. Right. I'm gonna pull a Bane on all your min-max characters. Give me a list of the min-max ones, and I'll Bane them.
Now,
Why not?
Imagine fighting a mid-max Mon, and Ralph happens to pull out a really powerful...
Gets like judgments or something.
Pulls out something really powerful and type effective against different
Oh, so why won't you let me Bane things?
so here's the thing. You are not at the Coliseum, and you don't have access to the rosters.
Well, okay, I'll just Bane everyone then.
What, you're just gonna start breaking people's spines over your leg?
Yeah.
Wow, I like this one.
Oh god.
So, Jesus Christ.
Eyes look like extra mouths. I'm concerned.
4 arms, more than 1 mouth. Makes sense. They all boom in unison with his voice.
Oh no, please.
It's like an audience. He's his own audience.
Oh, I have a team. They're all out sightseeing, I think. We're pioneers from Savantown, Brooke explains. Do I need to bring them all here to sign? Mian Shao leans on the desk, just sort of thinking about it. It should be just fine, so long as you are team leader. Oh god, I'm actually starting to lose my voice too. Or I need a drink. After all, your team should be able to trust you and all your decisions. I mean, he's not wrong. If you are a team leader, we can let you sign up your team. If you're sure you want them to come with you, and they'll be okay with it. I suppose I should explain how team magics work then. By the way, the tournament, and I mean the whole tournament, takes place 2 days from now. Or is it 1 day from now? I can never get that time bit down. If today were Tuesday, it'd be taking place on Thursday, brother! Thank you, Machamp. You're welcome! And then he goes back to posing. That kind of time frame. In any case, team matches take place between 2 teams. Teams can be made up of anywhere from 2 to 5 Pokemon unless an exception is made. And the reward for winning the team matches is different from the solo matches. First off, it's more Poke. Second off, instead of choosing a champion, you'll get to fight Deadeye, who is the overall Tourney Ground champion. Though again, that's only if you want to, and I wouldn't recommend it. Deadeye even outclasses us, and we're old veterans at this.
I wonder if that means that we could also choose to contest against Snap into a Slim Jim over here.
They are not
Randy
gladiator
Savage.
champions, so
Oh, okay.
unfortunately not.
Veterans, not champions. Gotcha.
You're tired.
Well, I'm sure they'll be happy to participate, Brooke smiles. He thinks a moment. This Deadeye guy is just one Pokemon? Against a whole team? That sounds reckless. Don't we know it, brother? But every time he gets challenged, he just comes out on top again and again and again! It's actually pretty cool to watch. Sometimes he even imposes disadvantages on himself. Still wins! Actually, it's kind of scary now that I think about it. He was trained by the Conch. It's not all that surprising. In fact, he practically idolizes the fellow, even though he's gone.
I'll
That
make
is
a mental
spicy.
note of this one.
That is spicy. Hey, DM gets a little notification in the corner of their screen. Riley will remember that.
Riley will remember this.
Even though
Riley
he's
will
not
somehow
there.
find out about this and remember this anyway. Hey, Brooke, make sure you tell Riley about this.
Stop metagaming.
I gotta recruit Deadeye to our team.
Stop metagaming.
That's not gonna happen.
Stop metapod
Oh, not
gaming.
yet, it's not.
I'll let you try and make no guarantees.
I'm gonna roll a crit success on my smooth roll.
DM's gonna count how many die you have, and you'll need one more success.
I hope not. I would rather you succeed and then fail on these ridiculous things. Speaking of, guess what? Last volleyball tournament round, go!
Okay, let's see if I can hit 0 successes. Let's go. If I've been petering downhill this entire time, let's go.
Come on, get up,
Maximum
Ralph.
failure.
Got another round to do.
I called it! I did!
Oh, Riley.
Alright,
Lizard.
carry me.
Lizard tried.
Blizzard cannot carry you.
Lizard tried his best.
How much roll would I have to expend for a reroll?
That's not a thing, but
Why
You
not?
can't. Good lord. Alright,
We
so,
suck. Holy shit.
yeah,
alright,
kinda.
now there's gonna be a roll-off between the two of you to see who gets second place.
I got one more win.
I know you did, you still didn't get enough.
Okay.
After it's like golf, dear. After a certain number of going over par, it doesn't really matter anymore. You're all just you
Alright.
suck regardless.
Okay, I'm back up to 3 successes.
Double
How
bogey,
about
triple
that?
bogey, it doesn't matter. They both suck.
Oh, there we go. There's a 6. Good
Ralph.
luck, Ralph.
Ralph, roll sixes, please.
Alright. So,
Heliolus.
the same rule. Alright, here we go.
Well, there's Heliolus hype. I didn't know they were. Oh,
Oh my god.
and he tripped to the sand and ate it.
Well,
He's just
Like,
sleeping.
you know what? Go back on your face. There you go. Or on your back.
I'm sorry.
It's so bad.
It seems that Riley and Lizard got a second wind in order to get the second place prize, which is 25 poke.
Yay! I'll take that. Great success. I'm going to spin Lizard around in a celebratory theme.
Lizard is going to squeak and cling to Riley.
Spin.
Yeah.
Spin. I wish you could rotate faster. Actually, is that a thing? Maybe it is.
I'm sorry, Tubby.
Oh, no.
Sad tubby noises. I will accept my reward.
Flop. He buries himself in the sand in shame.
It's a sand of shame.
As whoever owns that restaurant and is watching the tournament breathes a sigh of relief.
So I'm just going to give Riley all of the money because Lizard doesn't care about the
Oh.
money.
Okay.
And or would just use it to buy things for Riley anyway.
Alright, I'm gonna make sure to collect all the 10s in the universe and just make a ridiculous pile.
So, Ralph, the exhausted Hariyama, looks at the Munchlax and falls over with a thunderous thud in defeat. I am most hungry.
Game. We tried. We tried so hard.
We should go eat something to console our spirits.
That sounds like a good idea. Oh, hey, I know a place. I went by it earlier.
Please tell us of this place. We hope the food is filling.
It smelled like biscuits and cookies and stuff. It looked really cute. Come, let's go there.
Oh no.
It's gonna take. Yeah. Oh yes.
Okay.
It's gonna take the Hariyama to cafe seat.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
We'll get to that. So, by the way, Riley, it's been hours. It's a little after lunchtime now.
Right. I will pick up this lizard, put lizard on my back. I'm gonna go to the tourney grounds.
Lizard wriggles. But why?
I'm looking for someone.
Can we get food on the way?
Okay, let's get food first.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go find food.
So, as Brooke is listening to what the tourney ground owners have just told him, shockingly enough. The Conqueror, Brooke says, his smile failing for a moment. I don't suppose I would be able to talk to Deadeye, would I? Talk? Unlikely. Deadeye doesn't like talking to much of anyone, not even the other champions. Especially not the other champions! For some reason. Anyway, you can probably see one of his exhibition matches. Should be one happening soon, if you have the patience. Though, admittedly, all the champions at some point come to the tourney grounds to take advantage of our training area. So, if at any point you felt like training here, you might just stumble into one of them. Not necessarily Deadeye, but... The Mienshao shrugs. Also worth a shot.
I have a really weird collection of stuff in my bag at this point.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I put the alcohol in your bag. You stole it from me, you little thief.
You gave it to me. Unwillingly.
To be fair, Ralph gave it to him, or at least tried to push it on him. Doesn't mean Ralph's not getting it back.
Oh, you could drink the mead in the skull. I think that's like a metal sort of thing done.
I could do that. I imagine
Well,
the
here's the
Conqueror
thing.
might not be
If you
amused
pour
by
it
me
into
drinking
the
out of the
skull,
skull.
It's going to fall out those eye sockets.
I just plug
There's
them with
resin.
something.
Resin is normally used in that situation, I believe. If I recall,
I can hear the Conqueror screaming in my brain already.
Yes, he is.
You hold the skull upside down and hold the liquid in the dome part. Although it's a part, it's cool.
I did joke with Karsus earlier that I need to find one more bone to make a skull and crossbones with Conqueror's skull.
Conqueror
hack
is
it
very
somewhere.
angry at all these thoughts.
What has he done for me recently? Nothing. He's a dick.
Yeah, well, you haven't needed him recently.
Yeah, imagine he's bored out of his goddamn mind.
Sure, I might do that, Brooke says with his smile returning. By the way, is there any restrictions on entering solo if you're already in the team tournament? The Machamp and the Mienshao share a look. Well, no, but you might be a little hard-pressed. Usually we alternate... Oh god, voice. Just imagine it's a Mr. Tark voice, okay? I'm done doing that. It hurt. Usually we alternate between team matches and solo matches, so we can give people a break. So you might find yourself a little tired in the middle of things.
Also, I missed the answer, actually. Is it okay to enter into categories at once? It is. Oh, okay. Sounds like a lot of work.
It is allowed. It's just mildly concerning to them because this is someone they've never seen before asking about that. And they're trying to sort of warn Brooke off because, especially in an actual tournament, like is going to be in a day or two, they alternate between solo matches and team matches. So if you're in both categories, you might end up not getting a break.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
which puts you at a disadvantage, but I mean, if that's what you want to do. Yeah, that's fair, Brooke says, putting his hands on his head. I guess I'll just sign up my team for now. Alright. Mian Xiao produces a clipboard from underneath the desk with what looks like a sign-up form. As well as a, well, I guess you could call, well, a pencil. Or the equivalent of a pencil, which would basically be a charcoal stick. Go ahead and put down your names, or nicknames if you prefer. Oh, and since you're obviously new... Oh, you already have a team name. Useful. Skips a step. But there is a requirement. Every gladiator that takes... Bleh, if I can words. Every gladiator that gets a spot in a tournament needs to have a costume. Since we haven't seen you around before, you're either new or just not from around Seaspread. It's fairly common knowledge around here. The gladiators go under assumed names or titles, and they have a costume. It's a bit of a theatrical flair. It helps keeps the audience coming back. I would have an outburst for the Machamp, but I can't do it right now. Let's just assume that he's basically Kool-Aid Manning in the background.
Breaks a wall.
Oh yeah.
Miyashao wonders why, and he's like, well, I needed to. It's just what I do.
Pretty much.
Gotta fix it. Damn it, we had to order more water just the other day. Come on. To fix the last wall.
And now Machamp is finally preoccupied fixing a wall. Also, goddamn.
That's a very serious picture. I like it.
Riley will remember that.
I just realized Rocky named the image of Lizard eating the gold bar. He named it Comedy Gold. It just occurred to me. I noticed the title of it while I was changing it. Wow.
Kappa Gregus will remember that. Brooke looks at his outfit. Costume, huh? I might know where to get one. Mian Xiao takes a moment to look Brooke up and... Well, you don't have much, but I suppose that gets a passing grade. I mean, it's not like Jocelyn wears much more. Oh, man! I need to go drink with my drinking buddy again! Thanks for reminding me, Mian Xiao!
I know this probably means that they just meet up on land, but I just imagine Machap swimming down there and just like talking in his "Hey brother" voice, but he's just burbling all the time. He's underwater.
I'm gonna assume that is what's happening. Yeah.
He doesn't
That
care.
is what happens.
Because he's
There's
too
just
macho
a
to care.
constant- There's just a constant cloud of bubbles around Machamp's head. He just doesn't care. It's the same as having oxygen.
Auction, whatever.
So-
I gotta have endurance, brother.
Okay, I actually do need to stop doing the Machamp voice because that actually hurt the last time I used it.
It's okay. Just tone it down or such. Or he's yeah,
I can't. He's that intense.
brother.
Probably won't use his voice much more anyway. So Brooke can put down names for everyone. Brooke can choose names, or you know, everyone can come up with stage names that they'd like later. Or you can just put down everyone's names, because as a reminder, aside from this whole gladiator thing, most Pokemon don't actually have names.
Oh.
As it's not a necessity, it's an unusual thing. And the tourney grounds are kind of unusual. But one of the accepted facts about the tourney grounds is that Yeah, it's an alias mostly for entertainment purposes. It's not necessarily anything that means anything except for the champions.
Hmm.
And even then, most of them end up not going by a name they get to throw. Most. Yes, we can go with that.
Well, Tucker's not really great at that sort of thing. After all, he's kind of sometimes bad at making decisions. After all, Brooke did. After all, I'm saying after all. The scarf was Brooke. It was all Brooke, if you remember Tucker's scarf.
For me to come up with a stage name will require about 6 weeks' time to think about it.
Oh, you have 2 weeks.
That's not enough time. It took me like 3 months to decide to name it Giratina Umbra. So like,
Wait, why did it take you that long to figure out that name?
Because I suck.
You don't suck.
I don't want to be called the Conqueror a second time. It'd be the Conqueror Reborn, if anything.
Oh wait, here, hold on. Just all you gotta do is you take the word conquer, right?
Well, I
And you
mean,
type the word thesaurus with it, and then you go to the thesaurus, and then we find out the things you can be called. Like, let's see here. You can be called the Conquistador. Yes.
The Conquistador.
There you go.
I'm the Conqueror with Spanish.
The the subjugator.
my suggestion for Riley was
Subjugator.
going
The
to
subduer.
be
The what?
The subduer.
What was that?
I was going to suggest the Dark Boner.
Oh my god. Car, I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna grab you. I'm gonna throw you out the nearest window.
No, I need those.
The Undertaker. I think Machop would approve of this, right?
No. Right, I'm gonna look up gladiator names now. You freaking...
Could just go by the Emperor.
The Emperor. I think.
Brooke hands the entry form back to me and is there an entry fee or something? I need to double check. Nope. There's only a prize for winners. So, we can afford to not take entry fees from the gladiators. Besides, most of the gladiators and even the champions donate a portion of their winnings to the tourney grounds at some point. That and we collect plenty in ticket fees. Machop's about something. Machamp's. I want to say spouts, but it's more like screams because of his intensity. Something about good business practice. Oh yeah.
Cool.
It's okay. Okay, well, Kyrio types. I'm gonna like grab crackers because I'm hungry.
God. El Diablo de Riolo. I actually kind of like that one. What's your stage name? El Diablo.
Fusky. Hi there, dude. Welcome to your first Pokerole stream, I think.
Pizzazz, I have lost a lot of respect for you now.
Oh, let's see. I actually don't have the stream open.
No, I'm not repeating it.
You.
I guessed you're fine, but that was bad.
You don't find it humorous? Oh, that was a bad decision.
Shut the door, shut the door!
I don't have a lock, that's the whole problem. Oh no! Oh no! Hi there. Hi. Oh no. How's it going? It's well until you came in, I guess. Anything you want to say? Anything else? Oh, I hope you don't have a bone to pick with me.
Oh no!
I guess Riley's having a bad time.
Oh no.
I can't even do that.
What are you doing in the closet? What? Ah!
There's a skeleton in the closet.
He hit me with my own doggy mat that I had in the closet.
Oh!
What? What are you doing with the flashlight?
You're on the batteries, it's gonna shine from your eyes.
Actually, it's thanks for warning me, Psychologian. It's not, it's a sucky flashlight.
Shitty flashlight.
It's a very shitty flashlight.
Why do you even own that?
It's better than nothing.
Barely.
Wait, what? Oh. Oh yeah, he hit me with the, what is this? It's like a... What is this thing called? It's the thing for your head if you're sweating and need something for your head.
A sweatband?
It's a bandana.
Bandana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me read off Brooke's lines. Cool, thanks for your help, Brooke smiles. If we end up winning anything, I might just do that. Mind if I look around the place for a while? I want to keep talking as Machamp, but I can't. But Machamp's basic response is, "Oh yeah, go do that. We'll be right here, brother." Feel free to try our awesome training facilities. You'll just explode with power after you're done training here.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, crackers are delicious. So, Ralph,
Oh wow.
Sounds like
You
everybody else
take-
has cookies.
oh dear. So you're taking the Hariyama to Cafe V around
Yes.
lunchtime.
Oh yes, the oh no situation.
Oh yes.
Oh
What do you mean? Oh yeah.
Ugh, my boys. So, Tucker, around lunchtime,
Yep.
there are some very, like, right after your break, by the way, there are some very heavy footsteps that come into the cafe. And there's a Munchlax you recognize, as well as a Hariyama that has to squeeze through the cafe door. Oh. This place looks like I could break it by sitting down.
It'll probably be fine.
I just
Why are you holding a burn 3?
I just remembered that we actually have cafe music, so I'm turning it on now.
Why, Tubby?
What's up?
Why were you dragging a burn 3 status effect around, and why is it now resting on the top?
What?
What? Oh,
I watched that you do that, Mr. Blue Hand.
I was looking inside of the thing to see if we had a Hariyama.
What? How are you doing both? You want a Hariyama on the table? I can put one down though. Just have to load it.
Yeah, I was inside of this looking for it. My cursor was
Just,
probably
Gen 5? I think.
No,
Hang
that's Gen 3.
Oh, it is?
3.
Oh, it's 3. I'm
Yeah.
fucking. Okay, I'm thinking. Oh, I'm thinking Girder for some reason. Okay.
Please no, I don't like that Pokemon.
they're very strong. Like they're very good.
I've always imagined that Riley is strong enough just to catch a swung girder from those guys.
I don't know if you're
They're
quite
weird.
there yet.
Yeah, man, he was really strong in that one.
The girder line is weirdly veiny and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Gronkadunk,
There you go.
which is really, really strong. Gronkadunk's like really strong. The same base stats as a Machamp actually, but they're in better places that benefit the Pokemon better.
I'll be honest, I'm not even sure how big these guys are. No one's like, well, okay, probably something like that.
Huge.
Oh, they have big hands. I forgot about this.
The first time I was watching a episode of the anime that had a Makuhita on it, Makuhita says its name and my mom's hilarious. My mom mishears it and goes, "Is that one's name Taco-ita?"
Makuhita the Taka Eater! That's me!
He's like, "Can you say Taco-ita?" Oh, my mom's hilarious sometimes. There's one episode where the Bulbasaur, Ash's Bulbasaur goes, Bulbasaur, and Ash goes, "Well, what are you saying?" My mom just happens to be walking by. She goes, "He said Bulbasaur."
He did!
So,
Alright.
what is Tucker's reaction to seeing this Munchlax bringing a Makuhita into the cafe?
Well, the Makuhita is the more obvious one of the two at first, but Tucker's eyes... so Tucker actually, well, I think it's custom practice, or common practice at this point, that he would start walking up to basically say, hello, masters. Would you like a seat? And then he would just stop and look at Ralph, and his
Hey,
eyes would be
Ralph.
like saucers.
Hey, Ralph.
As Ralph's eyes meet his, and a surprised Pikachu face turns into a grin. He just stares and smiles. And smiles.
And Tucker is just a little bit like BSOD for a second. Just like,
So,
what?
V hops up on their podium and looks down at Tucker. Well, aren't you going to show them to a seat? They look at the Makuhita, Haria. Maybe take them to a booth and put some seats on the outside.
Yes, you got to accommodate your masters, don't you, cutie?
Of course we do. It's one of our best features. Isn't that right?
Yes. Tucker kind of just originally comes back to life a little bit. Blush on his face now, much stronger than ever before. He's kind of just covering his whole snout at this point. Right this way, masters. He kind of expresses his voice breaking a little bit as he does start leading them to a table.
Ralph is thoroughly enjoying this. Ralph follows.
That outfit looks really cute on you.
That's all you hear. Just under his breath. Well, Tucker may not be best with trays, but he's gotten the customer service down pretty well at this point in time. So he does do the I wouldn't quite call it script because he does put his own energy into it, but he does go through his usual politeness and pleasantries that he's gotten used to with a few customers. Though he's very clearly a little off kilter at this point. He still does a good job.
The servers here have most endearing frames. The Hariyama just trundles over. They seem perfectly fine to just do like a sumo crouch instead of sit on chairs.
So, are we given the menu?
Yes. Tucker would carefully supply those.
Okay, I
Ginger
forget.
bites as he slides them onto the table with a paw. To one to
Yeah, I
each of them.
forget. Yeah, I forget what.
Okay. The menu, the main menu, is a 10 poke smoothie, which comes in Nanab, Wiki, Mago, Lepa, and Oranberry flavors. A 15 poke mixed berry smoothie, which is mixed from 2 available berry flavors. A tea and biscuit set for 25 poke. A 10 poke berry tart. A 10 to 20 poke Chesto coffee, depending on the size and or strength you want for your coffee. The V-Tail Special, which is 50 poke. Mini V-Tails, which come in 10 poke for 1 mini V-Tail, 45 poke for a set of 6, and 70 for a set of 12. And then, on the back of the menu, of course, are the maid services. There is head patting your server for 50 poke, petting your server for 100 poke, giving your server a belly rub for 200 poke, a paw print autograph on a napkin to take home for 100, and the personal server and social partner option for 500 poke.
Tucker's ears pivot nervously if Ralph turns the menu over.
Oh, you know he does.
As he's looking at the menu and half a queue, wondering just how much embarrassment can he choke out of you? Alright, TM, alright, so the petting was only 100?
Just a sec. Yes.
Okay. Well, first he's gonna get some tea and biscuits. Probably like 3 helpings of them.
Is he sharing Mariyama or Hariyama, or is Hariyama getting his own foods?
Yeah, he's gonna ask if Hariyama wants. And if the Hariyama wants anything.
But just take 3 of them and just do you want anything? I mean, I know you're pretty hungry too. I don't know what the portions are here, but I'm pretty.
Tea and biscuits is 25 poke each.
So 3 orders will be 75.
Smoothies are 10 poke, as is regular sized coffee and berry tarts.
Alright, then, yeah, a smoothie and 2 berry tarts he gets.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh no!
You
What?
killed.
I'm sorry. I meant to only select the thingies.
What?
I accidentally deleted an art.
Oh. Oh, well, whatever. There.
Nice.
Basically fixed. Also, on that note, 1 second.
What? Oh god, what is that?
I don't know, but he looks a little high. And I don't know what this is about either, actually.
He's blushing. He's blushing through his paw.
Oh, I see. This is fairly accurate. Well, once the two...
Hariyama orders a tea and biscuit set, and then a dozen mini details.
Nice.
Despite Tucker's rather off-center nature at the moment, he nonetheless does take the orders quite well. It's clear he's got a good head for remembering the amounts, and he does dutifully read them off to confirm the order. He goes,
Excellent choices, masters. I'll be back soon with your hot food and cold smoothies.
That sounds great. You're such a cute little maid. You do such a good job.
Tucker's tail waggles confusedly about the situation.
While
He bows
Tucker's
politely.
gone, the Hariyama's gonna turn to Ralph and go, I would buy the head pat, but I require my money for food.
Oh no, these hands? Head pat would be more like squish. Squish.
Goes for force palm.
It would be like a light pat where this guy is like, oh, I squished it. Oops.
I'm just imagining him just his hand streaking down towards Tucker. Tucker closes his eyes and quivers in fear, and it stops just above Tucker. And then he bends one finger to very lightly pat Tucker on the head.
One finger would be enough.
Yeah.
I swear, it kind of looks like they're wearing the foam hands you get at sports games.
Yeah, more food does is really, really tempting, but I know this guy, so I really gotta fold it in. I really like what he calls me master.
Oh no. I do a quick little volume adjustment. Conniving Ralph voice is hard to hear with the music. Hold on. At least it is for me. So I apparently have bad hearing. That's a bit better.
What do I need to say again?
Oh no, I heard it. It's just I had a little trouble hearing it. Well, after a not too long delay, Tucker comes back with a tray on his back. It almost sounds redundant, but it's the truth. He's a little wobbly with it, but nothing spills. It's clear that he's new at what he's doing. And he very dutifully serves up the food and drink. A careful slide of the tray on the table.
Oh, such a hard little worker you are. Who's the hardest working maid? Who's the hardest working maid?
But I am master?
His
Yeah,
voice just
sure.
squeaks.
This maid is most adorable. Also, what is a maid, my small friend?
A maid is... Well, we're here to serve you at Cafe V. Anything you need. Social support, or emotional, or just good service in general.
According to the back of the menu for 100 poke, I can pet you.
Yeah, that is one of the options on our menu.
as he munches on the first of his tart.
So, the dozen mini V-tails are basically cupcakes, but the frosting is stylized. Each one looks like a different evolution
Cute.
until it repeats.
That's awesome.
That should be a real. I'm sure somebody's done a baking evolution set of cookies or something. Needs to be a thing though.
Yes, we're gonna write the patent option. So you stay here.
All right, Master. That'll be 100 poke.
Okay, you go, cutie.
It's kind of clear that
Goes-
it's kind of clear that Tucker has perhaps taken a few orders from the back of the menu before, up to this point, maybe 2 or 3 or however many Car thinks at this point. But he's clearly a little extra nervous under the circumstances, but is still dutiful.
Ralph like pats his lap and like starts petting the Luciana.
Who's the best maid? Who's the best maid?
Well, with the lap pat to do.
Like I don't know, beckoning to sit on his lap so he can pet him better.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm sorry, I had to think for a second. Like Munchlaxes have laps. I was like, Tucker does generally paw up to the booth and lay across Ralph's lap. The pooch is kind of heavy, but he's also very soft, and it's notable that the outfit he's in is actually quite soft and silky as well. Honestly, everything about him is soft and comfortable, even if he has a bit of weight.
And it's the pets.
Who's the best? Who's the best server you who's the best customer you got, huh? Who's the best customer? You know what to say?
Both of you, Masters. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. That's a
Taharia is at this point mostly fascinated by the cupcakes and is trying to use tiny tongs that are available at the table to try and pick up the cupcakes without squishing them.
The mental image you immediately gave me with that.
That's awesome.
Tucker does seem pretty natural in taking this, even though he's eyeing up towards Ralph, wondering if he's going to like regret this later. But at the same time, it's notable that his back does relax and even croon into the pets after a little while.
There you go. That's a good maid. You're a good maid.
I am, Master.
He just squeaks at this point.
He slurps at his sundae and noms at the tart.
Coming here was definitely a good idea. The best idea. I'm gonna tell all my friends about this place. I'm gonna recommend you.
Just
Tucker. Another table wants you. The Umbreon comes in to save the day. Having dropped the feminine voice like halfway through the workshop, it's like it's not worth it.
Oh yes, of course.
Tucker,
Okay, I guess you can run along now. You're free to go.
Have a wonderful rest of your meals, Masters.
he kind of just disheveledly says, stepping away with a very politely, very gracefully, but very nervously away.
And Ralph isn't sure yet if, just before Tucker's out of, a paw step before he's out of earshot, Ralph's like, God, get the others, you're gonna hear about this for sure.
Tucker probably does not hear, as he has a few thoughts on his mind at this point.
By the way, Umbreon lied. They just did that to bring Tucker to the break room so they can calm down.
Tucker does reassure them that he was okay with it, kind of. It's just that he knew that guy.
It's like he knew that guy, so that guy was like, oh.
Umbreon's response to this is... Wait, so was that your boyfriend or something?
No, just teammate. That's all.
Quick denial.
Oh, it's so lucky that Ralph wasn't in earshot to answer.
Okay. Riley. Assuming you're
hi,
still
it's
awake.
me.
Yes, hello. I'm sorry that's taken so long. I know it's late.
That was a good session. That was a good segment.
Squints.
Squits like lizard?
So, before we finish up, because I know you and Kyrio do need to sleep and dinner and whatnot.
Have a dinner sleep.
Where is Riley going with Lizard right now?
I suppose the hotel did say they sold food for lunch, so I suppose it's just back there for lunch. Because Lizard is
That's
hungry.
true.
Feed the lizard. And it's close.
You can get a simple lunch for 10 poke, a fancy lunch for 25 poke, and they don't serve anything fancier because they're a hotel.
I was half thinking that Ryan was like, I think I'll go to Cafe V.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna start for neither of those cafes, thank you very much.
You could also decide to head towards the tourney grounds if that's where you wanted to go and see if there's a food vendor along the way.
Probably is.
Because there probably is, considering
Probably
you've been
is.
that way.
It's also probably more expensive, so I'm just gonna spend 20 for 2 basic lunches.
But teriyaki on a stick.
Actually, you probably would find the cheapest food if I know anything by just a street side vendor. That'd probably be the best way.
Okay, well A, Riley would know that, and B, I wouldn't know that.
Oh. Gotta get out more.
Do you think there's street side food vendors much in Canada? Do you really think this?
Summer?
Maybe.
There really isn't.
But what about hot dogs?
I have not seen a hot dog stand, except for when I was in Chicago.
What about food truck?
I've never seen a food truck.
I bet
Except for one
food
that was
trucks are...
parked perpetually in one spot, which I've seen once, I think in Alberta, I think in Edmonton.
I was gonna say,
but
bigger
again,
cities...
it's parked there.
Bigger cities. That's where you might see a food truck. I honestly would like... Sorry to derail, but food trucks are awesome. I'd like to have food from one. A lot of times they're cleaner than some restaurants I've seen.
So Lizard is trying to eat the food in the tiniest possible nibbles. Like they're afraid they're going to eat too much and there won't be enough for you.
Well, we got 2, so it's fine.
No, it's not fine. You need it more.
I argue this fact immensely.
I don't need to eat that much.
You're gonna ask Brooke, I didn't eat for like a week.
That's why you need it more. To make up for that.
I don't think that Tutsuin will get us either way. You're very skinny when we found you.
Oh, also landed are skinny.
That's probably not a good thing. I'm just saying.
Lizard shrugs. It's a living?
Well, you shouldn't just be living, you should be thriving. So we'll eat half.
Riley should take his own advice on that, but...
But...
What?
But... You...
Yes, I want you to eat half.
Of your food? But why?
We have 2. You eat all of yours, I'll eat all of mine, and all is hunky dory.
I think I'm confused. And they just start eating the food again.
Yeah, after all that volleyballing, yeah, I don't. Yeah. I'm confused all the time. I just pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Where are you headed after?
Tournament Grand.
Okie dokie.
I've got a Pokemon to find. And it's not that high.
As you explore the tourney grounds,
I'll turn it back on. Why not?
you will get a you'll get a look through the main doors out into the audience area slash the bleachers, the seats, and it has a pretty fantastic view of the arena below, as well as the arena that's made for the more aquatic gladiators. The best way I can describe the shape of the tourney grounds is it's like a C. Like the letter C, quite literally, with the opening out towards the shore. But down the stairs I mentioned before that are off to the side in the main lobby, it leads down to the waiting area as well as the training rooms. There's also a side room for bets to take place, though it seems rather unused at the moment. But there are many Pokemon that are currently training. We'll probably get to Brooks training outside of the session because it is late, and there are many options for what can happen for training, and I'd rather just list them all. At least not at this moment.
There's no harm.
Experience.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no harm in not ending it right. There's no harm in ending it right now and picking up the rest of the evening at the start of the next session.
Yeah.
It's not about time. It's not about time progression for a session. It's about how much fun the session is. So.
Yeah, and this was delicious.
I'm assuming Hariyama is not going to be involved in the future, so I'm going to put him away because he's so big.
Judging by how much we all laughed this session, I'd say this was a good session.
Yes.
This was great.
Fosky said you made art. You made art, buddy. Well, drop it in the Pokerole fan content section if you want. And I put him on here. This was a good session.
Everybody gets
as far
to
as
experience.
Oh, good. Now we have two terrible faces up at the same time. What is this exactly?
What?
I don't actually know what's going on in this, but I don't like it.
It's like a weird face swap. Like Ralph's face was taken and replaced.
Yeah, pretty much. Face snatching. I just realized Tychondrius actually drew some stuff, but said it was too terrible, so I didn't share it. I was like, no, I'll share it. I'll tell him to share it later. Hi, Max. The ha-ha-ha is inside his head. Oh. That's actually cursed. Yeah, it might be. That might be slightly cursed. I'm sorry to hear that, Selena. I'm sorry the internet was broken. By the way, if you're wondering, Car, you're stabilized over time. As it usually does.
Yeah, I think it's mostly to do with the fact that my computer is trying to process the fact that there's all this stuff on the table. And occasionally it'll spike, but yeah. It spiked 2 or 3 times during the session, but it didn't spike at points where it was important.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Has everyone marked down the 2 XP on their
Nope.
sheets?
You do
I
that.
have not.
Brooke likely hung out at the training area of the volleyball tournament went on to see if Riley wanted to approach him. Oh yeah. Maybe next time Riley will go find Brooke? Actually,
Probably.
does he even know if
end up
Brooke's...
finding Brooke.
Does he even know if Brooke's there?
I know Brooke went there. I don't know if he's still there.
Okay, well then, yeah, you
Yeah.
have a reason to look for him.
Also,
alright.
Brooke is probably going to receive benefits from the amount of training time. It's just it would be easier to calculate all that next time or
Sure.
in between sessions.
We'll just add it. We'll just add it at the beginning of the next session, or yeah, we'll just do. It'll all be done at the beginning of the next session. Just write a note, I guess. And Karserus, if Tucker were to gain a point in a contest stat, which would he gain today? If experience was spent. Actually, I don't know how much these cost again. I always forget this. Where's the sheet for that? I have it somewhere. I thought I had it just on the table.
It's in the reference sheets.
Oh, right. It's in the book. It's in the, Actually, it should be over here. No, wait. Gosh, I always forget where it is.
Reference sheets.
There it is. I knew I saved one. Let's see. That's specialty, if I can recall.
Mm-hmm. It would be either perform or etiquette.
Could be both. I have the experience for it. Plus, wasn't this what I was targeting? This is what. Wasn't this what I was kind of having the experience aimed for? Kind of makes sense. He really put his all into it. All right. Would you just say 1 point for 1 day of work? Yeah. That's not where I would put it. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you. Just want to place it aside. So what do you guys think, audience? What point do you think Tucker earned most in his duties? He definitely effectively used his allure because he was cute. He definitely had to perform very well, but also he definitely had work on etiquette. I think etiquette might be the best pick because A, it doesn't have a point yet, and B, being a maid has a lot to do with that. Yeah, let's do etiquette. All right, he earned a point of etiquette. That's 6 off, I think. Yeah, it's 6. So let's see. That is 18 experience left. Everybody's leaving already. All right, so he earned a point in etiquette. This is good. Also, you made it hard to tell. Is the tournament the next day or the day after that?
The tournament is the day after.
That's good, actually. That flows a little bit better. Also, on the subject of what happens for the rest of the day and what we're going to cover next session, such as Riley and Brooke talking at the tournament grounds, Brooke's training, there's one other thing, if you remember, that I brought up involving the end of Tucker's first shift. It's probably going to happen here, especially since the secret's already slightly out.
Oh, that thing you were planning to do.
Yes.
If I know what you're talking about, then yeah, that should be possible.
Yeah, I mean, it was planned to be done before everybody knew of the secret, but unlucky for him that it seems that Ralph does. And Tucker is completely aware that if Ralph knows, that means everybody else will probably know at some point.
He doesn't think Ralph could keep a secret?
No, he expects Ralph to talk. Well, no, he knows Ralph is smart, but he also knows Ralph will probably share that.
Relatives and this sort of thing.
Also, you did so many
Ralph is
contrary things. I
smart.
would say
That doesn't necessarily mean Ralph is going to keep a secret.
I would say go directly for our contest. You know, I could. That's also an option. I have 2 though. I believe having like when you have only 1 point in contest stats, but you have 2 points in contest, there's really no point to a 3rd contest point since.
Well,
actually, does it do anything? I don't think that increasing fight, survival, and contest don't do anything in their own. They just increase the caps of the relevant substats. Then again, they are included in rolls.
Fight, survival, and contest are used in roles much more frequently than specialties.
True. That's why specialties cost less. Let's see. Well, upgrading the skill would be 8 times current score, so that would be a whole 16 points
if I were to upgrade contest itself. That might be a good point, though. How about, what do you think? Does that sound reasonable? That he upped his general contest, but also got a point in etiquette since he actually started practicing that for once? Because he hadn't really been doing that before.
Yeah, and that would improve. Yeah, that by proxy improves all of your contest skills, because usually you roll contest with the special there.
That's very true. So that's okay. It's going to be a point contest and a point in etiquette. And Karserus, does that affect any other stats, and how does that affect my level? Because I always forget the math.
For the point in contest, you get 3 levels because you're now at 3 points.
Okay, so 17 for that.
And you get 1 level for the point in etiquette.
So that's 18. Tucker's getting up there, guys. It's actually a higher level of Brook, effectively. It's kind of symbolic levels in this game, though. But still a fun symbolism. Same level as Ralph, and Riley's level is... Riley is the highest level of all of us, actually. Level 20. Alright, cool. So I don't think it affects any other stats, though, contests and such. So let me... anybody else do anything with their sheets? Everybody left except for Kyrio and Tubby, so...
I need 1 more XP to do what I want.
Okay, so should I save the table now?
Yeah.
This would technically be the correct level for Peritune to evolve in the normal game. Wait, did they evolve at level 20? Or thereabouts? Or...
Yeah.
Really? I thought they evolved a little later than that, huh? Okay, cool.
I'm afraid, as I posted in the Discord chat, I must await to bed. Because early work shift,
Quite
sadly.
fun card. Very fun session, by the way. Glad it all worked out, too.
It was great.
I'm glad.
Just looking at
really
see what I go for next. Okay, Kyra, did you want to do anything? Do you want to do anything that I should save? Oh. Okay, I already saved, so we're good then. That was fun. All right, good night to you guys that are disappearing. I will say good night to Eragon in a little while. He already left, so I think I heard him. But yeah. I mean, that's a good use of all of Tucker's experience, I feel. It's not going to help him technically in normal battle means, but this is very... for those who forgot how Tucker's statting works, while Eragon over here is kind of statting Riley to be viable, though he does work... And I'm not saying anybody else isn't doing this, but Tucker is hardcore stats into what he does. So if for a session he does this, that means it's going to affect the relevant stat that what he did. So basically, Tucker is not going for a build. He's just getting experience and points naturally to what he does. Which means there's really no build. It's very chaotic. It's very all over the place, technically. However, as he finds a focus, that might be more focus as well. So.
Yeah. I'm eyeing a 3rd insight point, which I need just 1 more XP to get.
That's a smart idea.
It literally is.
That's a smart idea! Oh, that was not an intentional pun. That was just me saying that. Hey, Tucker made a little cash, too. I wonder how he'll do on his second day. Hopefully better rolls. But he ended up with like a 300 poke. That's pretty good. Remember, he started out the poorest. That was part of the reason he was up for doing like a proper job that made money. Because he was actually kind of having the worst luck with his wallet at this point.
Yeah, he had very little money. And Ralph was loaded when he entered this city.
Oh yeah, the Twitch archive. Well, listen. After the stream ends, it give me like 30 minutes usually, and I'll have a Twitch highlight. You can always go to my highlight section to access the highlights after a stream. I usually don't take too long to compile them. The YouTube video takes around about 24 hours to come up, though it's usually more like 18, and that's simply because of Twitch's embargo terms of service. If you're an affiliate or a partner, you're under contract that all footage broadcast on Twitch is Twitch exclusive for 24 hours. So yeah, that's why the YouTube videos don't go immediately up. However, the VOD is always available. This is true too. If you just want to watch the raw footage, which isn't too different from the highlight, it's just the highlights cropped better. But yeah. Speaking of which, I'm gonna have to look through the highlight because I want to figure out if the when I got that 1 sub, thank you very much for that, if it showed up as anon or not on Streamlabs, since nobody apparently caught that. I've been having issues with Streamlabs where subscriptions, direct donations, and I think one other thing will list the donator as an anon rather than their actual name.
it's a Streamlabs issue, but I'm just waiting for them to fix it, so I'm kind of paying attention and seeing if it's working again properly. Not a huge deal, obviously, but... Alright, so, that's the end of session 23, I guess. I will conclude by saying this. So, we had some internet issues. I'm very happy that this game went well. No drops whatsoever. So, for the time being, it looks like the internet has recovered itself. There might be another dip at some later point that I cannot determine. It could be, weeks from now. But we're just going to move forward like everything's normal. If it breaks down again, I have a new action plan. I have somebody to talk to directly with my ISP. I have a direct line to somebody. We have a plan worked out. They're going to do some, nuanced tests the next time I'm actually having issues. So, if the issue decides to show its ugly face again, we're ready to, take it down this time. So, that's good news. In the meantime, though, everything's back on normal schedule. So, what I'm going to be doing is, tomorrow there will be a bonus stream. I'm partially doing that because I like to make up for all the interruptions, but also because I would like to run a stream to also be monitoring. That's the best way to monitor the internet, so running a stream is also a great way to monitor it. So we're going to do a bonus stream tomorrow. Going to do a howler, so look forward to that. Also, of course, big news for Pokerole. People interested in Pokerole should probably be interested in this, at least a number of you would be. So Friday is the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and my boyfriend will be coming home with the game. The stream, so I will be streaming that, not right at 4. I will start the stream at 4 as usual, 4 p.m. EST, but I'll be playing it when he gets home, basically, which might be around 6, I think. 'Cause he's got to physically go get it, the pre-order we have. So, yeah, that's going to be a release day stream. That should be a lot of fun. So look forward to that. I hope to see you guys for that. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, sorry, what was that, Tubby?
Sword or shield?
Sword. Though it looks like I have a number of... You're getting shield?
Looking at shield, maybe.
It might be, I know that some people are getting shield and that I have, on my friends list, so it's we can get some trades going for the exclusive Pokemon. It's all good.
Valerian Ponyta. You know I love the ponies, so...
The Ponyta's pretty great. I like that Ponyta. The only problem I have with alternate forms Pokemon is, if they're really good, like the Galarian Ponyta, I just kind of wish it was its own Pokemon rather than a Ponyta. At this point, it's so good that it may as well be a new horse,
Yeah, it might as well be. It's weird. There were rumors of a new horse that got me excited. For whatever reason, the rumor that hit me was it would be a grass-type horse.
That's not a bad... Yeah. Let's see, you have the grass goat. What was its name? I don't remember. Wasn't Skiddo one of its forms? I don't remember too much, but yeah. Thanks for coming. Session 24 was a lot of fun. Let me save the table, for the 6th time, because I'm apparently paranoid now. And, of course, we have to end off a certain way. It's required. Yeah. Otherwise, people will get mad. So there you go.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. Alright, here we go. Hariyama head pat.
Hariyama head pat! This is exactly what I was worried about. This is why the head pat was very worrisome. And goodbye music. I like how the music always takes a second to realize it's broken. Oh, it's raining over here. That's neat. Also, I like how some stuff falls twice.
As it tries to respawn back onto the table.
I do hope to see you guys for the stream. I know a number of you guys will be playing. Do consider just playing with the stream up. Why not, right? Oh, my picture disappeared when you left. That's weird. I guess you only have a picture up if there's another person. But yeah, you guys have a great night. And thanks for coming. And I'm so happy that the stream worked well and that I have an action plan for moving forward. And oh boy. Well, I feel better. I feel a lot better than I did the last few days. I've been kind of depressed over the internet issues. Let's hope that everything sustains itself well, and I will see you guys tomorrow for a bonus stream, and then on Friday for Pokemon Sword. Good night, everyone.